Yippee! 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 Look at you guys. Yeah. You see?
Oh, am I back?
Yeah.
I think we fit together pretty nicely.
Oh, yeah.
Both of you are so pretty.
Thank you.
I love how like we have two gorgeous beautifuls and then Shane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is how it
Listen,
was always meant to be.
Listen, you are gorgeous, beautiful in your own stream. I made sure of that. But in others,
yes.
Yeah, and in others, you're scrunk.
Yeah. Just eventually, please help me set things up and get my settings right.
Yep. Yep.
Why are you holding a controller? There's a PC game.
I don't have it. These are the only things I have. This and this. Am I playing UMINEKO on the tab?
You could.
Nah.
Arguably, that would make more sense.
Well,
because you could tap the screen to click.
Well, arguably, I like the controller better.
Arguably, your mom.
How could you say that?
Not this again.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
It's gone.
I didn't even say anything.
What even happened? I don't understand why he's freaking out.
No, it's because when Shane says your mom to me, I keep going, how could you say that? My mom has cancer. And he's like, it's not.
They took it out. It's not there anymore. God.
I didn't even say it. So
I'm sorry. You can have a bisexual tag on your Twitch tags. What? Twitch, I want you to know that I like boys and girls.
Yeah.
I have sucked penis and also the other one.
The other one.
Yeah, whatever it's called.
Whatever the other one is.
It's called.
Yeah, I don't remember. The name escapes me at the moment.
Yeah.
Penis and the other penis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The innie.
The innie.
You know, the innies.
Oh yeah, true.
Teehee.
Wait, what? Oh, I didn't see these perks. Speaking brain rot for 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's epic.
Yeah, that's never fucking happening. I'm not doing it no matter what. So.
Well, these are things for me to do. So.
Exactly.
Well, if they ding it twice, I'll do it too.
Hell yeah. Hell
okay.
yeah.
Where the fuck is the rest of the chat, dude?
Oh my god, guys, water yourselves. Drink water.
Yeah, time to drink water.
Yes, water. Teehee. Alrighty. We ready to hop back into it?
I don't give a fuck, bro.
Alright. Oh, sweet.
Dude, chat, do you like the new look for the game? Bro, we got some crazy mod that gives the. You said it was the PS3 version. No, we didn't. No way.
Yep.
Yeah, we did do it last time.
Yep.
I think you're both lying, and I'm right, as per usual.
I think you should look at the VOD on YouTube.
Look inward. How about that?
Well,
hi, Amma.
Battler has a 13-inch hog.
My hog is ready.
I inherited my dad's hog.
Apparently, honestly.
Wow. Apparently, what do you mean? You've seen his hog? Wow.
The Oshinomiya family hog.
The family hog, hidden deep in the jungle.
Yeah. So last time we were talking, they read the epitaph for Beatrice.
Yeah, and then they went to the beach, right?
Yeah. So they were talking about the thing that you missed specifically was like them actually reading the epitaph. So like, there's a lot of things to do on like the 10 Twilights. Like certain, like it's basically a ritual that was laid out.
It's like a ritual. What am I thinking of?
A ritual.
I mean, no, I remember that.
You did? Oh.
I don't remember specifically what it said, but
yeah. But yeah, that was like the most important thing that happened besides the parents ganging up on each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
A prophecy. That's the sort of thing.
Mm.
As the scrolls
The scrolls.
Beatrice.
I'm reading now. So, on the 10th twilight, the journey ends. And you reach the Golden Land. You really are diligent, Maria. You did a good job writing this all down.
I forget a lot, so I always write things down. Mama told me to.
Alright, that's him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There was a notebook inside the handbag Maria was always carrying around, and Beatrice's epitaph was copied onto it. Thanks to that, we were all able to challenge the puzzle of the epitaph while walking down this beach. Jessica and the rest had already tried to solve it several times, and had already gotten bored with it. However, since this was a first for me, I was so excited that I couldn't stop. It really tickled my sense of adventure.
Tickled.
Let's start with the first line. Behold the Sweetfish River running through my beloved hometown. Where was Grandfather's hometown again?
I heard that before the war, the Ushinomiya family had a mansion near Odawara. Which makes you want to know which Sweetfish River flows through Odawara, right?
Yeah, because that river would be the starting place. Anyone searching for the Golden Land would head down that and search for the key. What's this river in Odawara? Does it have sweetfish swimming in it?
If you're looking for sweetfish in Odawara, it'd have to be
Hayakawa, yeah, you got it.
I got it. I look Japanese.
Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's famous for its mountain stream fishing.
I hate fish.
Maria, you'll understand when you get a bit older. Salty roasted sweet fish. Yummy. Even though we just ate, I'm getting hungry again.
Oh god.
Shall I bring you a biscuit?
Huh? Oh, sorry. That's not what I meant. Don't mind it. Shannon-chan was faithfully keeping us company since she didn't have any afternoon chores for a while.
Fucking neighbor is a goddamn. Sorry.
Dude,
What?
no, it's okay, dude. The fucking cars are blaring down the street like usual.
Yeah.
They're blazing down the street, blazing their, you know.
Rolling around on the arena now.
I'm gonna go shoot my neighbor for blowing his own yard.
In Minecraft chat.
In Minecraft, in
Oh, yeah,
Minecraft, in
in
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
In game only.
In game and in the game.
I'm not real. I live in VR chat. So
Yep.
Yeah, we live on the internet, actually. We're just ones and zeros chat. I would have thought that since she's a servant, accompanying us would force her to take care of us and tire her out, but that didn't seem to be the case for her. On the contrary, she seemed to enjoy joining in on a conversation with people close to her age. When I asked, I heard that she was the sort of worker whose room and board were supplied by her employer. So normally, the only person close to her in age was Jessica. Yeah, I can imagine how that might be pretty dull. Okay, so I get that the sweet fish-filled river near Odawara is Hayakawa. You know, I actually kept going, and it
Oh,
wouldn't have been that
my
bad
bad,
if
my
you
bad,
didn't
my bad,
deliberately
my bad, my bad,
bring
my bad,
attention
my
to
bad,
it.
my bad, my bad, my bad.
Like going, whoa!
Holy shit, he messed up.
I'm gonna be fucking watching you now.
Mispronunciation. Oh my god.
Oh,
Is this guy even real?
whoa.
Is this guy a professional? This guy sucks.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Do you find anything if you head down Hayakawa River?
If you follow it downstream, you'll arrive at the ocean.
Of course, you'd reach the mouth of the river. And the third line of the epitaph was, as you travel down it, you will see a village. By the way, since long ago, the mouths of rivers have been key points in transportation, and large cities tend to be built there.
Thanks, Valor.
That'd be the next checkpoint.
That's a pretty good theory. Just like you guessed, there's an old city there that was prosperous in ancient time. That's where Odawara Castle is.
I think I might have gone to Odawara Castle on a field trip once. It was a really wonderful castle.
Yeah, I also went there. Even though I live in a Western-style house, it's true that Japanese people feel calmer with a Japanese layout.
I love nationalism.
Castles are boring. Theme parks are better. Ugh.
I see. Okay, if we find the gold, the great battler Sama will generously reserve a whole theme park for a day and let you play in it.
They're coming after him. They're coming.
Shut up! I hate you. I hate the cops. I don't know if that was them actually, or if that was an ambulance. I couldn't tell.
Well.
Still, Odawara Castle, huh? The hidden gold of Odawara Castle. Oh, it's actually starting to sound pretty good.
Well, we figured out that much 2 years ago. The village down the river where the sweet fish swim in, the what? The village down the river. Whoa! The village down the river where the sweet fish swim in Aurora? That is such a weird sentence. Anyway, we figured it was...
You failed at reading.
Illiterate.
We figured it was probably somewhere near Odawara Castle. The problem is the next line. Okay, let's see where Battler's strange reasoning can take him.
Jessica grinned broadly. She seemed to be implying that she would have solved the puzzle long ago if it was that easy. Damn it. I'll definitely find it and keep it all for myself. And the fourth line. In that village, look for the shore the two will tell you of. I don't know what it means by the two, but anyway, the shore. What does it mean by the shore? No, wait. Is there any place near there with shore or Kishi in its name?
I've heard there's a place called Sugakishi in Odawara.
Huh? Wow. You sure know a lot about it. What could that mean? Shan, are you trying to solve the riddle and get the gold too? That makes us rivals.
It's not like I'm interested in gold. It's just that George-sama told me about it before.
George-sama is the funniest shit ever, by the way. It really kills me.
George-sama.
George-sama.
That's because we reached the same conclusion 2 years ago. We even went to the trouble of laying out a map and looking it up.
It was about 5 kilometers to the north of Odawara. We definitely found a place called Sogakishi there.
Holy shit.
However, after all that, we get stuck. The fifth line doesn't say where the key is hidden in the place. Maria-chan, could you read it for us?
Skibbity toilet. There sleeps the key to the Golden Land. I can read it!
Oh my god.
Let's go.
Sugakishi is probably large, and there wasn't ever any house built there by the Uchinomiya family. Not much we could do to find a key in such a vast area without any hints.
You're right. And without the key, we can't advance to the next line. George Aniki, what kind of place is Sogakishi?
Let's see. Never been there, so don't really know. But according to the map, it's in the mountains. So I'm pretty sure it was at the base of Mount Asama.
Something doesn't feel right. You'd expect a riddle pointing the way to the hidden gold to be a bit more exact. I get the feeling that even the part about Sogakishi was a mistake.
Sorry. Well, I think it could be Sogakishi. It could be talking about some house that grandfather lived in when he was a kid that we don't know about. After all, the first line mentioned his beloved hometown. Shannon, you've served grandfather alcohol and stuff lots of times, right? Hasn't he ever talked to you about his past?
The master almost never speaks of the past. However, he talks of the Great Kanto earthquake as though it was someone else's story. So he may have been living far away from the Kanto area.
The Ushinomiya family may have been living in Odawara, but not all of the branch families were. Grandfather often called himself part of a branch family. Part of a branch of a branch.
Branch of a branch.
Moving on branching.
Least connected to this successor.
Shane, can you turn your mic up just a little bit?
No.
Okay.
Yes, I can. La 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 la. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Is that better?
All right.
Yeah, that's better.
And that means the beloved hometown might not even be Odawara at all.
I've never heard anything about Grandfather's hometown. And I doubt he'd actually tell me if I asked. Blah, nom, 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 nom.
If the so-called beloved hometown isn't referring to the Yoshida-Miya family's roots, then the Odawara theory is wrong from the beginning. Of course, this doesn't completely remove the possibility that it was Sogakishi. For example, perhaps he lived in Odawara when he was very young, then moved far away later.
I don't understand what you're all talking about.
Maria had been completely left out of the conversation, and she now sat puffing out her cheeks in boredom. So, basically, if we can't even agree on the starting point for this dice game of gold, we're totally stuck. But wait. After the first 5 lines, the thing we end up finding is a key, right? Even if you don't have a key, it's always possible to bust through the door. Can't we just skip the first 5 lines and start figuring out the rest?
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
You gotta think like an American, bro.
Oh well,
why we win!
Let's hear the rest of Battler's reasoning.
But in the next part, it gets dark really fast.
Shannon-chan frowned slightly. After looking back at Maria's notebook to recall what was written there, yeah, I was forced to agree. On the first twilight, offer the 6 chosen by the key as sacrifices. It sure does get horrible quickly. On the second twilight... Oh, nope, that's you.
Oh, my bad.
My fault, G.
Is okay? On the second twilight, it says to tear apart the 2 who are close. Does that mean to make them break off their loving relationship? Or does it mean to literally tear them apart? I don't know, but either way, it's pretty disgusting.
Even if we set that second line aside, it's mentions of 6 people for the first twilight. Then 5 people for the 4th through the 8th twilights. So, at least 11 people must be sacrificed.
Their sacrifices to revive Beatrice.
I see. Sacrifices to restore the witch. Yeah, that's what it'd mean. Near the end, the witch will be revived on the 9th twilight. That last part is guaranteed.
On the 9th twilight, the witch shall revive, and none shall be left alive. So everyone will die in the end.
And after that, the 10th twilight is the gold line. Not sure how you're supposed to reach the Golden Land if everyone's dead by then.
Depending on how you interpret it, the traveler who holds the key may or may not be included in the none shall be left alive part.
But at the end, there's something pretty interesting. After reaching the goal, the witch gives out 4 treasures. One shall be all the gold. The problem is the next one. It says the dead souls will be resurrected, right? Doesn't that sound like it means everyone who died in the earlier lines?
If you put it like that, then the part about reviving lost love might refer to the pair torn apart on the 2nd twilight.
That's right, and the 4th one refers to the 9th twilight. The 4th treasure is putting the witch revived on the 9th twilight to sleep.
If we put a happy spin on all this, it'll be hectic with people dying and breaking up all over the place, but it'll all be made right in the end. The awakened witch will sleep again, and everything will be like it was at the start, except with a huge pile of gold.
The witch must be pretty busy, with all the killing, reviving, breaking up, and reuniting people.
Not to mention waking up and sleeping.
Sheesh, that's when the tale of the hidden gold was getting interesting. It all gets pretty dubious once the witch starts showing up.
Too true.
I laughed along with Jessica. After all, the idea of a witch was just too ridiculous. Of course, once we started laughing like that, Maria, who believed in the witch, got angry.
The witch is incredible! She can do anything with magic! Even kill! Even bring back to life! Even give love, even take it!
I think one of those is marginally more impressive than the other, to be honest.
She can fly in the sky!
Can become invisible, can even make golden bread out of nothing!
Yeah, okay.
Dang. My bad. We were just joking.
Yeah, something. She grabbed her notebook. She grabbed her notebook back out of my hands and, opening to some other pages, tried to prove that the witch existed.
Bedwards, thank you. We're voice actors.
Did you guys know that we're voice actors?
I didn't know that,
Holy
actually.
Fuck.
But thank you, brother.
Thank you.
We appreciate that a lot.
Thank you.
Alright. Those pages had colorful drawings of witches on them, and well conveyed the fantastical image Maria had of witches. It wasn't the normal sinister image of a crooked-nosed hag flying around on a broom, but a dreamlike person with unnatural powers who could do anything and wore a beautiful dress. It was just what you'd expect from an imaginative young girl. Flitting through the sky, crossing a rainbow, dancing around all night with a teacup and a teapot that would never get empty no matter how much you poured out of it. With a flourish of her staff, the stars in the sky would become candy and pour down, and flowers that produced sweets would bud by the roadside. To Maria, witches were the only concept that could embody the magical dream that so captivated her. As she grew older, it was the last remaining thing that could give richness to her dull and plain everyday life. That's why Maria believed in witches. She didn't want that dream of hers to be tarnished. That's why she didn't want anyone to tarnish the epitaph, which affirmed the existence of witches. Because the witch named Beatrice is Maria's dream.
To Maria-chan, the epitaph isn't a guide to the hidden gold, but magic to revive the witch.
So it was the single link between Maria and the witch. Maria was very angry and clung to George Aniki. Jessica and I scratched our heads and apologized. It might not be possible to smooth things over again like the time she got mad in front of the portrait. Maria didn't seem willing to be easily consoled. Unlike Jessica and I, who hung our heads wondering what to do, Shannon-chan timidly opened her mouth.
Maria-sama, did you know? There's a ghost story about Beatrice that has been passed down amongst the servants.
Yeah, that's right. Shannon, tell us about it. I don't really know, but it's apparently pretty famous among the servants.
What is this? A ghost story?
Yeah, it seems to be a story from before we were born. Also, I heard about it from my mother.
Yes, it has been passed down since the time of the mansion's construction. The servants of that time whispered that the mansion had two masters, one of the day and one of the night.
The tale that Shannon told was just like a typical campfire ghost story. If there was a forest with a witch living inside it, then of course the witch would come pay the mansion a visit from time to time. At some point, this ghost story naturally sprouted up between the servants.
When people do the rounds a second time to check doors, windows and locks that were supposedly closed, they'd find some of them left open. Lights that were supposed to be off were turned on, and lights that were supposed to be on went out. Things left flying around would disappear, and things would appear when no one had any memory of putting them there. When any of these things happened, the old servants would say that the witch had visited the mansion, invisible, and was playing pranks. See? She exists! Beatrice exists!
Yeah, she exists. Long
Off
ago.
in the distance, fucking Grandpa.
Beatrice! Beatrice! Please come back to me, Beatrice!
Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that? What?
It's like an echoey kind of. Is somebody screaming?
Long ago, it was always right before leaving for school that I wasn't able to find my bag and stuff.
Maria puffed out her chest with an ooh-ooh as though this was final proof of the witch's existence. If I opened my mouth, Maria would probably be hurt again, so I didn't. I mean, you hear this kind of story everywhere. Depending on the place, they might blame it on a dwarf or an elf. The only difference is that they call it a witch on this island. Of course, walking around a vast, elegant mansion at night would be a little unsettling. It's an island devoid of people. Since the mansion is so drafty, walking around on the night of a thunderstorm would certainly be eerie.
In addition, some servants have also seen the will-o-wisps and glittering butterflies dancing around. Canon-kun also saw something like that when he went patrolling one night. And recently, you often hear servants talking about strange footsteps heard inside the mansion near midnight. We've whispered together that the Beatrice-sama in the portrait sometimes makes herself invisible and walks through the mansion. It happened a while ago, but even I have heard footsteps while patrolling at night that resemble these stories.
Phew, that's scary.
But there's nothing to be afraid of. Beatrice-sama is another ruler of this mansion, separate from the master. So there's no need to be unnaturally afraid. If you respect her, I hear she won't do anything bad.
However, she can be quite terrifying if you don't respect her, right?
Correct. I've heard that just before I began working here. Someone who spoke badly about Beatrice-sama fell down the stairs and quit after receiving a large injury to their back. Because of that, there is a rumor between the servants that Beatrice-sama's anger had been brought down upon this person. Anger will definitely be brought down on Battler and Jessica, oh god.
Maria's gonna push him down the stairs.
Yeah, Christ. Hey, I'm sorry. I don't want her anger brought down upon me. I apologize, Maria. Of course, I also apologize to the witch. That is totally real.
Yep.
I promise.
Just go along
I'm
with
sorry,
it.
Beatrice-sama, the very, very real, very not in the imagination of a child and crazy people witch. Please, forgive this outsider's nonsense.
I'll apologize as well. I'm sorry, Beatrice-sama.
That is very real.
That is very real.
Will the witch be able to forgive us now? Don't know. Witches are fickle. So they forgive when they want to and don't when they don't.
That's no good. Mia-chan, isn't there some kind of good luck charm that can prevent Batluku-kun and Jessica-chan from suffering Beatrice-sama's wrath? Maybe something that can block against magic?
By relying on Maria, who was proud of knowing the most about witches, George was trying to revive her self-esteem. Once again, I've got to admire his ability to calm kids down. After taking a moment to cross her arms and seriously ponder whether there might be a charm that could save us, she started flipping through the pages in her notebook. I thought it was just a scribbled diary, but there also seemed to be quite a few pages that looked like they'd come from a book on black magic.
Ah, there's her hyperfixation.
Yeah. Maria solemnly considered a group of... Wait, oh, I did read that right. What does that mean? Oh!
Yeah, she solemnly considered.
Dude, I failed English class, chat. I don't know what words mean. Maria solemnly considered a group of these pages, which contained things that looked like magic circles. Apparently, Grandfather wasn't the only one with a black magic hobby. When Maria finally found out what she was looking for, she snapped the notebook shut and threw it into her handbag. She then began fishing through the bag's contents. There seemed to be various jumbled up things in there. After a while, she took out various pieces of junk, although they were probably important magical items to Maria, and repeatedly threw them back in, saying they were wrong. It was all a little humorous. Just like when... what is that? Doraemon?
Doraemon?
Just like when Doraemon took out the wrong tool. Surely that is a reference that Japanese people would understand.
I think it's something Doraemon. It was a cartoon.
But it was spelled with an A.
Well, probably to avoid copyright.
Companies. Finally, she seemed to discover what she was looking for. With a face that was unimaginably cheery when compared to the intense expression she had worn until now, she held those out to Jessica and me. I grabbed it and saw that it was a very cheap-looking charm. It looked like a bracelet made from a plastic rosary. Babe, you know the reference. With a scorpion-themed medal attached. Haven't you ever seen those cheap Zodiac-themed accessories? The kind you might win in a crane game at an arcade. It really looked something like that. There were 2 of them. Probably one for me and one for Jessica. However, the very fact that there were 2 of them made them feel even more like cheap manufactured goods, making it pretty hard to think of them as magical items.
You're giving these to me and Battler?
Ugh! With these charms, you don't even need to worry about Beatrice, because scorpions have the power to ward off magic.
Huh, really? Didn't know scorpions could do that.
Battler doesn't believe. Ugh!
I'd said too much and angered Maria again. Maria took out her notebook again, pointing out various pages as she went on and on about how the scorpion had such incredible holy power, and that it had been used in magic-repelling magical circles since ancient times.
I've heard about that from some of the other young something about how the scorpion is drawn as a magic repelling symbol in sorcery.
Oh, really?
The scorpion protects against bad magic and calamity. An emerald brings peace to the heart. Therefore, its effects are twofold.
Shut the fuck up, George. Yeah, the scorpion wraps around the emerald and protects it. Yes, that certainly does sound like it worked well. It did work.
It did work.
I really wanted to make fun of those worthless-looking charms. But as I watched Maria explaining with all of her heart and realized that she'd found them for our sakes, I started to feel like it might actually work, even if it was just a prize from some game center. The material quality of the charm didn't matter. What mattered was the strength of her feelings. Even I don't think of myself as the sort of loser who'd laugh at something like that. Okay, thank you. I apologize to Beatrice-sama, but even if I do end up getting cursed, I'll be safe now thanks to Maria's charm. Right, Jessica?
Yeah, that's right. Thanks, Maria. Wear it on your arm when you want your heart to be at peace. Put it in your wallet and your money won't decrease. If you hang it from a doorknob, bad things can't get in. It's a really convenient charm. What an incredible effect. If Maria gives it her confident seal of approval, then it surely must be reliable.
Shannon Chen clapped her hands together and Maria stuck out her chest. She was totally in a good mood again. It's probably best if we let her lead the conversation a bit longer, if it'll keep her in such a good mood. Come to think of it, she looked a bit bored when we were getting excited about the hidden gold, probably because she couldn't keep up. While eating the cookies Kumasawa-san had baked, Jessica and I asked Maria this and that about black magic. Maria happily chatted away in response to our questions. Each time, George Aniki and Shannon Chan would act surprised or chime in. The clouds in the sky grew darker and darker, but we cousins really enjoyed communicating freely after a year of separation.
Wow.
Chat, you know the vibe. That one cousin that you only see at Thanksgiving, but you treat them like a sibling.
Yeah, and you only talk about their hyperfixations.
Even though they're stupid and annoying about it. Just shut the fuck up.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I had a good relationship with my primos.
I have a good relationship with my cousins. It's just, oh god, they're the ones who would like break into my room and get on my computer without
I remember you
permission
talking about that.
Oh, that doesn't sound like a good relationship.
Well, that's why I said some.
Yeah, I was gonna say no. Those ones deserve to be shit talked. Shane's cousins, if you're watching this, I hope you get hit by a bus.
In Minecraft.
No.
Yeah.
In Minecraft.
Well,
Sure.
it's mostly just my auntie. Hey, hi auntie, you fucking bitch.
I love that.
Fucking trying to, she made me chop fucking. I was gonna chop onions for you. You yelled me about fucking chopping onions.
Yeah, yeah.
I would have chopped onions if you asked me to chop onions.
Yeah.
I would have.
Oh
But
God,
you
you would have done that shit.
We got mad at me. You didn't even ask.
What's wrong with you?
Did I just feel a drop on my forehead? Something about onions.
Huh? I wonder. Yeah, I smell onions. As George Aniki rubbed his forehead and wiped the onion tears off of his eyes, he looked up at the sky. Considering the color of the sky and the dampness of the air, it would have been odd for a raindrop to hit him. The wind also seemed to have grown a bit stronger.
I didn't feel a drop. Only I didn't.
Don't worry, neither did I. Anyway, I'm sure it'll rain so much tonight that everyone will get to feel plenty of raindrops.
That's right. Maybe you should head back soon.
Shannon-chan looked down at her watch. It was probably well into the evening by now.
Is it already time for you to return to your work?
Yes. Thank you very much for allowing me to enjoy some time together with you all.
Tokumasawa-san, thanks for the cookies. Okay, everyone, help out with the cleanup. Meanwhile, at the fucking adult house, it's just like, you're shit! Your shareholders are shit!
You're all fucking poor, and I hope you stop. Shannon-chan declined our help, saying that this was a servant's job. But picking up a dropped fork before the waitress has to is like my purpose in life. What does that mean, bro?
It's like my purpose in life.
Bro lives to serve the baddies.
Yeah.
We folded up the blanket, gathered up the trash, and helped clean everything up.
Yeah, he has a hero complex.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
trash is getting away!
I won't let it escape. I'll grab it before Maria does.
I'll grab it!
Punch
She
his
turns
child
to-
in the
she-
face.
she
No,
turns
I'll
to-
grab it.
Maria, don't get your shoes wet. You'll get in trouble.
To Maria, chasing after some trash sent flying by the powerful winds was just another game.
Oh.
By the time we finished, the wind was blowing pretty strongly. Probably a good time to head back.
You've all helped me out a lot. Thank you very much.
It looks like you're really out of time.
How do you
Okay, if you head back first, we'll handle the onions.
Chopping all the onions like you're running out of time.
Like you're running out of time.
Like you're running out of onions.
Running out of onions.
Holy shit, guys. Cross-dimensional reference. We're really hitting
How
new
do
heights
you
tonight.
chop like you're running out of time? Anyway.
George Aniki perceived from her. Dude, I feel like these sentences are weird. Am I tripping? George Aniki perceived from her hurried appearance that very little of her free time was left.
No, that sounded right in my head.
It's correct. It's just phrase. Whoever did this translation was trying to sound intelligent, and
Dude, I don't know.
Amassed it.
I have brain rot. I can't
Yeah.
comprehend big words.
someone was trying to make it sound literally like complex and like they're being way too verbose, basically.
Yeah.
They're being too wordy.
Yeah, that's a tip for y'all at home. If you're ever writing something, word count matters.
Wow.
Yeah.
Genji sounds very strict about time. If you don't show up where you're supposed to be at the right time, I bet he'll be pissed. You know what I mean?
If you're late, he gets pissed. You see, they're just doing it too much. It's too much. We'll see you later. Do your best with your work. Could have just said do your best.
Yes.
Do your
then if
best.
you will excuse me.
I will excuse you.
Why are you talking so weird?
Yeah, you're my fucking maid. I will excuse you if I so desire.
No.
George gets real alpha out of nowhere.
Oh my god. After making a respectful bow, Shannon-chan ran towards the rose garden. Okay, let's head back to the guest house. We can watch TV or something and relax a little.
I watch TV. I watch TV.
It's
Gotta
decided.
put on the dancing fruit baby sensory videos.
Fucking Cocomelon! Let's all head back and watch TV together.
Wait, no, it's like early 2000s Japan, isn't it? So they're gonna watch the people trying to find the chair and falling over.
Oh, true. Or like the 20th season of Crayon Shin-chan.
Yeah.
Alright. Maria, who wasn't done having fun, agreed once television was mentioned. We climbed up the gentle stairs and returned to the rose garden.
Wow. Wow.
Maria wants to watch Takeshi's Castle.
Oh. Tone shift.
The wind had grown very strong, and roses shook throughout the garden like ripples on the water.
Put a different filter on it.
Holy fuck.
This might be our last chance to see those beautiful roses. I'll bet tonight's typhoon ruins them. These roses might be done in by tonight's winds.
You're right. Still, I think the roses were pretty lucky. After all, they got to welcome all of you before the typhoon.
All the flowers lose their petals eventually. That means we can admire them even more when they're in bloom.
Oh, wait, that's kind of a cool detail. It's like a storm is brewing, so his glasses are foggy.
No, that's just a sprite that he has.
Really? It didn't look like that before, I swear. Dude, this has been happening all day. I'm like, guys, do you see this thing? And then everybody's like, it's been like that the whole time, and I feel like a fucking schizo.
It's okay. That's just
have one of those days. Everyone has
one of those days.
I'm clearly living in Universe 2 today.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the sprite where you can't really tell what he's feeling. Sort of thing.
You have to have fat Beerus.
Yeah.
Weird. That's right. Maria, burn this image into your eyes. At this moment, they're the best roses of the year.
Burned into eyes. Oh, God.
Right then, Maria started suddenly clapping her hands. It looked like she'd remembered something.
My rose. The typhoon will send it flying.
Oh, you mean that sad-looking rose Georgianiki marked with a ribbon? Maria apparently remembered where the rose was. She ran at full speed. The rest of us followed her.
Where was that again? I'm sure it was somewhere around here.
We searched everywhere around that area, but it was only a single flower among all of these roses after all. Even though we knew it was somewhere close by, we weren't able to find it. The winds making up the typhoon's front lines made roses throughout the garden undulate. It was almost like it was teasing us by making the location of Maria's rose impossible to find.
Maybe it wasn't here. Let's try spreading out a bit in our search.
Sounds good. Let's go for strength in numbers. What's up, Maria? As we made to split up and search, Maria tugged on my jacket with an unhappy face. You could tell that she didn't want us to leave that spot.
Wow.
What is it? What's wrong?
I heard that gulp.
Yeah, my fault. Twisted Tea taking me home right now.
My rose is here. It's here.
But it's actually not, right? Maybe it was on the other side of the flower bed. If we all look, we'll find it fast, okay?
It's here! My rose is here! Look for it! Look for it!
Alright, temper tantrum. Somebody get out the iPad. Maria stomped her feet in irritation. She pointed at that spot and said it was definitely there, but in actuality, it wasn't. Even so, Maria got mad when we said we were going to search elsewhere. We were at a loss for what to do.
When I was born in 2000, my mom just shoved my head under her arm and just like.
Oh yeah. No, dude, I always got the I'll give you something to cry about.
Yeah, you want me to take your mind off that pain?
Yeah.
Is what my mom would say.
Shout out Hispanic parenting.
Hell yeah.
For a while, we had to stay near Maria and pretend to search through the rose thicket.
Hi, Adam. Welcome in.
What's good, dog?
What, you been sleeping all day, bro? You good?
Not here! Not here! Not here!
Maybe she's saying that it should be here, but isn't. Maria became increasingly irritated. Oh, man. Maria's really losing her temper.
Sometimes Maria starts to really care about really pointless stuff. If she gets what she wants, that's okay, but...
You can't find something that isn't there. That's not good.
Just when we were at a loss of what to do, Maria called out in a loud voice.
Mama!
Mama!
The rose is fucking gone. My cousins are fucking useless.
We could see Aunt Rosa in the direction Maria was waving her hand. Maybe she wanted to look at the garden one more time before the typhoon came. Or maybe she had some business at the guest house. Aunt Rosa was coming from the mansion. She quickly noticed her daughter's voice and came over.
My. What happened, everyone? Are you looking for something?
Look for it! Mama, you look for my rose too!
Your rose?
We found an unhealthy rose around here and marked it.
We tied a candy wrapper around it. But Maria, if I remember correctly, it was growing right in front and really stood out, didn't it? Unless it grew legs and ran off somewhere, it must have been somewhere else. Maybe you remembered it wrong.
It is here! It is here! Paddler doesn't believe!
How many times do I have to tell you to stop saying ooh ooh before you understand? Mama will look for it, so stay quiet.
Wow.
Damn.
I'd never seen Aunt Rosa by anything other than kind and gentle, so her anger surprised me a bit. Aunt Rosa began searching as well, so we went along with her for the time being. But we were already more than sure it wasn't around here. Though it didn't take long for Aunt Rosa to realize that too.
Rose isn't here. Did you mistake this place for somewhere else? There are so many roses around.
That's wrong! It is here! Mama doesn't believe!
My God. I already believed you and looked hard for it, didn't I? But it isn't here.
But it is here! It is here, but it isn't!
Bro, what?
Then someone must have ripped it out. Anyway, stop saying ooh ooh.
Who ripped out my rose? Who did? Give it back! Give it back!
How should I know? Stop it! Stop saying ooh ooh!
Why does she care? Aunt Rosa slapped Maria's left cheek with her palm. In that instant, Maria was shocked to silence.
Damn.
Of course, it was only for an instant. When Maria realized that her wish was being rejected, she started yelling even louder.
My rose! My rose!
Didn't I tell you to stop that weird habit? That's why all the kids in your class make fun of you! Cut it out!
Oh my god. Once again, her palm slapped Maria's cheek. I really...
I only heard the at the
I
end.
think
Oh,
Discord
okay.
cut it off.
Yeah.
Whip. She choked as she started crying and began to bawl in an increasingly loud voice.
I gotta drink more for this.
Womp womp. I might have to turn you down because I think I know what's coming. There you go. Aunt Rosa was clearly irritated and lifted her hand once more to try and shut her daughter up. Aunt Rosa! Now, she's just a little kid, so there's no reason to get so serious. I tried to cut in with a bitter smile, rubbing my hands together. But Aunt Rosa glared at me with a serious face, and I realized that I should have stayed out of this.
I'm sorry. Could the rest of you go back to your room for a bit? I need to have a little talk with Maria.
Nobody believes in my rose! You know it was here! Look for it! Look for it! Here it was here!
But it's not here. So you must have confused this place for somewhere else, right?
It is here! It's definitely here!
Then it disappeared! Give it up!
Why? Why did it disappear? Why?
I don't know that, so stop saying ooh ooh!
Aunt Rosa once again raised her hand, overcome by emotion, and slapped Maria's cheek. It was strong enough to knock Maria over. Jesus, she gave her a fucking haymaker?
Damn.
Fucking KO!
Shut up!
Shut up, Battler.
Hey, Aunt Rosa, even if she is your daughter, violence isn't the answer. I stepped between them to protect Maria, who was still on the ground crying ooh ooh. I knew that as an outsider, problems between parent and child were none of my business. I wasn't brought up to just silently observe something like this.
Don't you think it's weird, Battler-kun? Are there any girls at your school who mutter ooh ooh?
Well, I am in high school. But for an elementary schooler, I think saying ooh ooh is pretty cute.
Cute? Saying ooh ooh is cute? Cute?
Nobody cares, bro. My careless words seem to have earned me Aunt Rosa's wrath. She grabbed my collar with a terrifying expression.
Don't say such nonsense! Do you know how old Maria is? She's 9! She's a 4th grader, not a kindergartner! But she still makes that sound during class! Don't you get it? Do you know what they say about this kid when they bully her? Thanks to this weird habit, she still hasn't made a single friend! Don't turn your eyes from reality and carelessly call Maria cute! Think more seriously about this kid's future! I told you stop making that sound! Didn't I tell you to stop it?
Aunt Rosa struck Maria's quivering head, from which an increasingly unhappy voice was rising. I tried to stop it, but Aunt Rosa pushed me away. My back hit George Aniki.
A long time ago, Aunt Rosa also thought of it as nothing more than one of Maria-chan's baby words. But now that it hasn't been fixed even midway through elementary school, she's been worrying about it a lot.
How she talks isn't really that big of a deal, right?
She'll never make it as She'll
Yeah.
never make it as an adult if she's like that. So even though it isn't fun to watch,
Damn.
this is a problem between parent and child.
Well, even I got chewed out by Mom all the time because of how I talk.
When they put it that way, maybe even a scene as painful as this isn't something an outsider like me should butt in on.
Battler-kun, when you were a kid, didn't you have any bad habits that you couldn't fix and that got you into trouble?
Well, 1 or 2. On Parents' Day once, I kept getting yelled at in front of everyone, and it was embarrassing as all hell.
Well, then you can understand how the two of them must feel right now. I'm sure they don't want us to be here. You understand too, don't you, Jessica-chan?
Hold on, I have to take my meds.
I don't know, that doesn't feel like the same, because I feel like he only got embarrassed because his parents were being assholes.
Ugh. I don't think anyone likes to be seen when they're being scolded or fucking beat up.
Let's go. We'll return to the guest house. Then after Mia-chan comes back, let's welcome her as if nothing happened. It's probably the best, isn't it?
We thought George Aniki's point was probably a reasonable one. And we may have been eager to use that responsible-sounding argument as a justification to retreat from this heart-rending scene. Jessica and I nodded at George Aniki, then we all left. We called towards Maria, telling her that we were going to head to the guest house. But she didn't seem to hear, and we felt sort of guilty and shameless after saying it.
In that case, look by yourself as much as you want. Mama doesn't care.
I'll look for it. I'll look for it by myself. Even if Mama doesn't care.
Have it your way. Burger King.
What?
I said Burger King. Softly
Wow.
and quietly.
After blasting her with those last few words, Rosa spun on her heels and quickly returned to the mansion. Maria probably viewed that as a cold gesture meant to injure.
Oh my god,
But
thank
that
you
wasn't
so
Rosa's
much for the
intention.
raid! This is a really bad time to
Huge.
raid, but they're welcome!
What do you mean? There's a good any time is a good time. What are you talking about?
We're getting
You-
bombed, actually.
Chat, remember, views are views. If you make content, the people that watch it, they are just numbers. Don't care about them as individuals.
Don't say that!
They're-
Don't say that! Don't say that!
They're here.
In
to
Minecraft, in
watch.
Minecraft, in Minecraft. In Minecraft, welcome, welcome.
We're
I
reading
take
a
that.
visual novel.
Wiggle me that go.
Yeah.
We're also impaired.
Yeah, and drunk.
It was because the hand with which she had so emotionally struck Maria's cheek was still numb.
Hi, Zebetia.
It was because if she stayed there screaming, she might again be taken over by her emotions, slapping her on the cheek over and over. After Rosa left, Maria was left alone in the rose garden. The wind began to blow stronger and stronger, and every once in a while, a raindrop would fall on her forehead. However, Maria couldn't leave that place. Not until she found that poor wilting rose. It had definitely been there. Even so, it wasn't. Even though she knew the place and even thought it had been there, it wasn't. Maria bitterly stared at the place it was supposed to be and thought frantically. Maybe the angle I'm looking from is wrong. Maybe the height I'm looking from is wrong. While gazing at a single point, Maria repeatedly stood up, changed her position, and continued to stare. The wind was getting stronger and stronger, and Maria kept on looking for that rose in front of the flower bed.
Wow. That's depressing. Anyway,
is it gonna do the thing?
What thing?
Is it gonna do the
No,
logo thing?
No, not yet. Not
No,
yet.
just normal scene transition. Damn it.
God, fuck! Oh, Kinzo! Hey!
Is this my narrator?
I think so.
Kinzo noticed the sound of the raindrops beating on the window. It seemed to be pouring down thickly. It had begun to rain later than the weather report had predicted. Kinzo approached the window, as if being summoned by the sound of the rain. The sound of rain is the sound of silence. That sound feels quieter than any silence, and makes humans remember that, in the end, they are alone from the moment they're born to the moment they die.
Well, that's just so sweet, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're late, Beatrice. Were those words directed at the rainy sky? Alright, I forgot my narrator was British.
Dude, I forgot too.
Lock in!
Oh, I gotta lock in. Okay. Just slap myself. There you go. With those words directed at the rainy sky, there was no one to be seen in the direction of Kinzo's gaze. Well then, let us begin. Let us begin our banquet of miracle. This island has now been cut off from the world. Now there are no one who can interrupt my ceremony. There are many fitting sacrifices for you. 4 of my children. 3 of their companions. 4 of my grandchildren. Me and my guests and my servants. Oh.
Stream paused.
Stream paused.
What the flick, Bo?
Stream paused.
Says you minimized the application.
I literally didn't touch it.
I
literally didn't freaking touch it. Give me a freaking second.
Awkward, guys.
I was old manning.
I'm sorry. It's not my fault.
The pacing is ruined.
It's ruined.
Can you see freaking now, Fleek?
You may devour as many as you please. The key of fate will select the sacrifices in accordance with the demon's roulette. If that roulette chooses me, even I will become your sacrifice. However, because of that, because I will bet on such madness, I will most assuredly bring forth a grand miracle. Come, devour to your heart's content. I will achieve victory over that roulette. Yes, I'll put everything on the line. First, I'll return the inheritance of the Yoshiromiya family. Accept it! Kinzo tore the window open, ripped a golden ring off his finger, and forcefully threw it away. At that time, the sound of thunder rang out, giving the illusion that lightning had accepted the ring. And when you are resurrected, surely I will be the one who stands witness. I will survive till the end and watch over you as you awaken. So, come, Beatrice. Welcome to my banquet. In exchange for all that I have created, show me another miracle just this once. Oh.
You gotta do it.
Beatrice!
Oh, epic. Oh boy,
yeah.
I think it's 6 o'clock.
Okay.
It's the cock flattening.
Oh boy. Babe, it's 6 p.m.
It's 6 p.m.
Okay, now do we think this is
Badawo.
Badawo?
Yeah, that's
or-
Badawo.
yeah.
That's Badawo.
Because I went to the room to watch TV or whatever.
That's Badawo.
A news ticker popped up on top of the TV program we were watching. The disaster report told dude, how do you say that, bro? What is that? What is that word?
Municipalities.
Municipalities.
Sure, we'll go with that. Told how municipalities all over were continually sending out rain, flood, and wave warnings. Of course, the raindrops beating harshly on the window were even more convincing. This rain's incredible. Still, when it's raining this hard, it also feels like it might stop at any moment.
You wish. They said the typhoon's moving slow, so it might be like this all day tomorrow. And even a little bad weather stops the boats from coming.
Yeah, the typhoon. I mean, it looks like we won't be able to head out on Sunday after all. Just in case, I cleared out outside business from my Monday schedule, and I'm glad I did.
Which means, looks like we'll get to skip school Monday. Living on an island's starting to sound pretty good. Come to think of it, Jessica, you've got to take a boat to school every day, don't you? What do you do when the boats stop running? Do you stay home when it rains and show up late when the wind's blowing, like King Kamehameha?
Epic. If the boats don't come, I stay home. Still, it's not as good as it sounds. Usually, I'm ordered to study by myself, and it's not that fun with someone standing right behind you watching everything you do.
During the rainy season, does the weather ever stay bad for a long time and make you miss a bunch of days in a row?
Oop, hold on, I'm gonna go help family real quick.
Okay.
Holding. Shall we just chill?
I mean,
We should just.
I guess. I guess we're just chilling. Chat, how are you, chat?
Chat,
doing
chat.
good?
How are you, chat?
How are the vibes? Are we fucking with the voice acting? Are we talented or are we trash?
Are
and
we
should
fucking
quit?
right now?
What do we think? Should we quit, chat? Give up and never? Do we have no hope? You know, is what I'm asking mainly. Is my career doomed to fail, chat? Or do we think I can make it in this
Adam
world?
says making pasta, so I think that means you're doing great.
Okay, but what kind of pasta though?
Don't quit your day job.
I don't have. I mean,
Yeah,
my
you
day
do.
job is not this, so
Yeah,
don't
don't
worry
quit
about
it.
that. I definitely can't quit my day job.
Real. Same.
So
Same.
on
On Fortnite, bow tie pasta.
babe, when are we doing a Fortnite stream?
Nope.
Yeah, pussy.
Bow tie papa. Man, I love bow tie pasta.
But well, Adam, I more so meant like, you know, what kind of recipe are you making with the
With
pasta?
marinara and Alfredo sauce. And Alfredo sauce? Wait, what?
Yeah, I mean, there are some. It's definitely not a traditional. I
Yeah,
don't think, but
you are insane. I don't even know
I
how
mean,
that would taste
dude.
together, but you know what? You do you.
well, it's like the same
Rude.
thing as it's the same kind of flavor profile as like, you know, if you put like heavy cream inside a tomato soup, you know. What is wrong with that?
I don't know. I don't feel like that'll. Well, I mean, I feel like that would taste good, but Alfredo sauce has like its own kind of taste. It isn't just like cream.
I mean, yeah, but it's got a creamy texture. You know?
Yum, 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 yum.
Okay,
I don't.
I'm back. People bought.
Oh my
Chick-fil-A.
God! There is a car alarm going off.
Yeah, somebody's getting robbed outside our house.
Yippee! Hopefully it's not us.
Well, you never know.
Yep. Well,
Okay. let
looks
me
like
pull
you guys
back
gotta
the-
do. I'm joking.
Yeah, okay.
All right, let's keep it going. That does happen sometimes. Still, I'd get a call from my... Whoa. Alright. Still, I'd get a call from my home...
Someone just get their car fucking stolen?
That's what we were talking
Perhaps.
about. Still, I'd get a call from my homeroom teacher every single day who sourly guided me on how I should teach myself and what I had to turn in.
You can't skip school as easily as you're imagining, Bedler-kun. Just gotta follow the rules for people that travel to school by boat and get a good amount of studying done.
It'd actually be easier to just go to school. In my own room, I get distracted and can't concentrate. After being made to do nothing but workbooks for several days straight, it's pretty hard to handle all that mental stress. When I get into college, I really just want to go to some dorm and quickly say goodbye to this inconvenient island.
Ah, okay. By the way, what do you do when the weather's good in the morning, but then gets so bad on your way home that the boats are closed? Do you spend the night at school?
That actually happens a lot. Because of that, they built some lodgings there for people who can't get back to the island they live on. That's where you spend the night. Some days when it gets really bad, you can't get back home for a few days at a time.
Someone commuting to school or work on a train, hold on.
Holding? Yes, there is a new cover. Check it out.
You caught me after taking a bite.
It's okay, bro.
Someone commuting to school or work on a train packed twice to its capacity might carelessly think that commuting by boat would be pretty interesting and fun. But it sounds like it comes with the troubles of its own.
Is a white tie for funerals? Is it? I've never heard that it is. It could be in different countries, but that's interesting. You hear thoughtless tourists saying stuff like that all the time. I've had enough of island life. I really just want to graduate high school and say goodbye to this island.
But there are all dorm schools, even for high school, right? Why'd you choose that Nijima school of all places?
I wanted to go to one of those from the beginning. But Mom's always going on about how I need to learn manners and discipline as a successor. So, I ended up sticking close to home even for high school. Man, I hate this island. I just want to go live in a city. I don't care.
It's a European thing.
Oh.
The white tie for funerals.
Interesting. I don't care if rain or even spears fall from the sky. As long as I can move to a city where I can wear casual clothes and sandals, I can get to a convenience store in less than 5 minutes.
Hold out just a little longer. Just a bit more and you'll graduate high school, right?
I can't wait a little longer.
Jessica stretched out and reclined in the sofa.
That's a bed.
The sofa bed.
Maybe it was a bad time slot because there weren't any interesting programs on. And we had nothing to do but languidly kill time until we were called for dinner. After that episode, Maria never returned to the cousin's room after all. Aunt Rosa probably took her back to the mansion. It had to be pretty boring for Maria, all by herself while the adults had a confusing conversation. We thought we might as well head over to the mansion to see her, but the weather really was awful. We thought we might as well head... Oh, wait. Dude, I'm tripping, dude.
And Since is the last one.
Dude, why do visual novels do that? I've always wondered. Like, they don't have the full text box available, but then you click, and then the rest of the text box comes up. Why would you not have it all scroll at once?
I don't know, pacing? I don't know. They think it's cool.
We didn't have much time until dinner. We stayed where we were.
Knock, knock.
At that time, we heard the sound of a humble knock. Jessica answered.
Yes! The preparations for dinner are complete. Please come to the mansion.
The preparations?
The preparations.
It was Canon-kun's voice. Did he go to all the trouble of coming from the mansion in this rain just to get us? Couldn't he have just called us on the telephone? Well, I guess servants at work don't always get to take the most efficient route.
Justin, I was getting hungry. Let's go.
Georgianiki turned off the television and stood up. My stomach's been growling for a while. I've always been a huge fan of the main family's dinners. And didn't Goda-san say it was calf steak or something? Oh, I can't wait!
Our dinners are always even more fabulous than usual when the family conference comes around. Even I'm looking forward to it. Let's go.
As we left the room, Canon-kun bowed silently and respectfully.
Okay, let's go. Is the rain pretty nasty out there? Yes. Take care to not get your garments wet.
My garments.
My garments.
After seeing the three of us out, Canon-kun peered into the empty room.
Wasn't Maria-sama with you? No, she's not. Wasn't she with Aunt Rosa?
Dude, imagine having to refer to a 9-year-old with respectful honorifics.
Yeah, but he's furniture.
Rosa was lying on a sofa in the empty part. What?
It's not Battler.
How? How do you know? How do you know?
Because Battler's not there right now!
Okay.
Rosa was lying on a sofa in the empty parlor, having fallen asleep before she knew it. She was bearing a burden that the children couldn't even imagine. That's why she only needed to let her guard down a little before the weariness immediately dragged her into the world of sleep. Realizing this, Genji brought a blanket over to her. When he tried to spread it over her, her eyes snapped open, as though she'd been shocked with electricity.
Thank you, Genji-san.
When she realized that the thing had touched her was just a blanket, and that Genji had been considerately giving it to her, she let out a sigh of relief.
Did I wake you? My sincere apologies.
No, it's okay. I hadn't planned on sleeping in the first place. What time is it now?
When he was asked for the time, Genji checked a pocket watch that he took out of his chest pocket.
It is slightly after 6.
Rosa gave her head a little shake when she realized that not much time had actually passed, even though it had felt like she slept for ages. Even though she didn't feel rested at all, the drowsiness that had enveloped her must have been pretty deep.
Thank you. I'll be fine without the blanket. I mustn't sleep at such a strange time. My sense of time has been completely thrown off. The rain has finally stopped pouring down, has finally started pouring down in earnest, hasn't it?
Rosa finally realized that the peaceful sound had put her to sleep was actually the rain.
The wind's blowing hard, too. I wonder if the typhoon's finally here.
That's what they said on TV. The typhoon is moving slowly, so they think it will be like this all day tomorrow.
Really? So, our last chance to see that wonderful rose garden must have already passed by.
From the window, what she could see of the rose garden was completely blurred by the wind and the rain.
Maria. That's right. What about Maria?
I have not seen her. Did she not return to the guest house?
Rosa knew her daughter's nature well, so a chill ran down her spine. Maria was stubbornly honest, and if she was ordered to find something that didn't exist, she would look forever and ever, even in pouring rain.
No, the cousins left before I did, so Maria was alone. Unless someone told her to stop, she'd stay there even if it started raining spears. Without even opening an umbrella. How could I have lost control of my emotions and done such a thing?
Even though she'd known about Maria's simple honesty better than anyone, she'd once again lost control of her emotions and done something terrible.
Maria!
Rosa pushed Genji away and ran down the hall. The outside really looked like a typhoon, and the rain was pouring down spectacularly. Maybe because of some aspect of the terrain, the winds weren't typhoon class, so an umbrella wouldn't be torn out of one's hands. Even so, it certainly was a windy rain. There was no time to admire the roses being drenched.
Anyway, I'm getting pretty worried about Maria. You don't think she's still rebelliously searching for that rose alone, do you?
I wonder. Surely she wouldn't do it in this rain, or at least, I wish I could believe that, but Maria-chan sometimes gets really stubborn and immensely straightforward.
We hadn't worried much, thinking that Aunt Rosa had taken her back to the mansion. However, when Canon-kun had come home from the mansion to call her... Damn! Car, damn! God damn!
There's no cars on the island.
Ariel, that's the wind, actually. My bad.
However, when Canon-kun had come from the mansion to call us and thought Maria was here, we got a little worried.
I did not see her in the mansion, so I was sure she was here. After all, Rosa-sama was taking a nap. You didn't see her on your way over here? My apologies. I opened my umbrella and ran as fast as I could, so I did not pay much attention.
If he had cut through the rose garden, taking the shortest line between the mansion and the guest house, then he would have just barely missed the place where Maria had been looking for her rose. And it was raining this hard, too. It certainly would have been possible for Canon-kun to fail to notice her. Instead of arguing around here, it'd be faster to just check it out directly. Aniki, why don't we race over there?
Oh, do you think you... hold on, I stole some dinner.
He was really excited.
Aniki, dinner hasn't even started.
Pre-dinner.
Hold on, I'm preing.
Aniki, there's no time to pre.
But do you think you could beat me now that you've been growing for 6 years? Okay, let's settle this. Go!
George, Aniki, and I flew out into the rain. And Canon-kun followed.
Maria! If you're there, answer me! Maria!
It's Aunt Rosa. Hey, Aunt Rosa!
When George Aniki called back, Aunt Rosa jumped at him and grabbed onto him.
Where's Maria? Isn't she with you?
No, we didn't meet with Maria-chan after that.
Maria!
6 years ago, Maria was 3 years old. She was a cute and pure kid who just accepted whatever anyone said. But 6 years have passed since then. She's 9 now, and experiencing the ups and downs of life should have taught her something. But Maria, are you telling me you're still as innocent and pure as you used to be? Maria!
Damn.
As I circled the rose bed, something white unexpectedly turned to face me. It was a white umbrella. Maria was crouching down, holding a white umbrella, and still searching for that rose. Her face, which had turned bright red from her crying her eyes out, was dirtied with water and mud. It was a truly pitiful sight. Maria, are you still looking?
Can't find her. Can't find my rose.
Maria had probably been here since the rain started pouring down. Her shoulders were freezing. She looked tired to the bone, but fortunately, since she was holding an umbrella, she wasn't completely soaked. The umbrella probably came from the handbag Maria always carries around. Thank goodness. Seriously, thank goodness.
That looked good. Thank goodness you found her.
Maria! I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
And Rosa threw her umbrella aside and hugged Maria.
It's not here. My rose isn't here. I'll look for it with you later. Okay? So just put it on hold for today. Okay? Put it on hold for today.
It looked like Maria still wasn't able to accept it, but she no longer had enough energy left to resist. Jessica and Canon-kun caught up with us.
I'll have a towel ready in the mansion immediately. Maria, were you here this whole time? I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being such a bad mother.
Rosa, why don't we head back to the mansion for the time being? If we stay here, Maria will catch cold. I'm gonna say it the way they say it in the movies.
Catch cold.
Yeah.
Catch cold.
You're right. Maria, let's go. If we don't get you cleaned up, Grandfather will be mad.
Hungry.
It's already time to eat. You did a good job holding out, Maria. Once the weather gets better, we'll all go to church together.
We couldn't stay in the rain forever. We took Maria with us as we headed back to the mansion. Maria apparently wasn't as worn out as I thought. When she remembered we were having calf steak for dinner, she started chanting, I'm hungry, ooh, ooh, and returned to her usual spirited self. And Rosa didn't chide Maria for saying ooh, ooh.
I see. So she had an umbrella on her. Maria sure is good at picking the right stuff.
I didn't bring an umbrella.
What? Then how did you get that white umbrella you're holding?
I borrowed it.
Some caring person must have brought her an umbrella. A normal kid would look for shelter once it started raining, but Maria was too stubborn to give up so easily. So, maybe that caring person gave up on telling Maria to find shelter, then decided to at least give her an umbrella.
It was Beatrice, wasn't it?
I see.
I'm assuming.
I'll have to thank that person. Who was it?
Beatrice.
Yeah.
The name Maria cheerfully mentioned was that of the island's witch. Rosa took a deep breath and asked again, trying to do so in a way that wouldn't damage Maria's good mood.
Really? That's wonderful. So, who was it? Who brought you that umbrella?
Beatrice. Ooh.
Maria immediately realized that her mother didn't believe her and started crying out unhappily again. So Rosa stopped pursuing the subject. It'd probably be faster to ask whoever lent Maria the umbrella during dinner, rather than ask Maria herself.
Dude, Rosa being like, you know, mad at herself and like apologizing is like the first time that any character in this game has done something that's made me be like, you know what, maybe you're not the worst.
Well, you'll see. It's a little bit of a silly little cycle that goes on.
I mean, I'm just assuming they're all shit people, so I don't care about any of them. So
Yippee.
like I said, my issue is that they're all fucking terrible. So I don't know why I should care about what happens to any of them. And if I don't care about the characters, I'm gonna have difficulty getting invested. But I'm sure that will change at some point. I'm getting more alcohol though, so I'll be right back.
All right, you're on deck for Italian Donald Trump once you're done.
From this game.
What?
I was just telling him he has Italian Donald Trump on
Yes,
deck.
it's true. Italian Donald Trump. Italian Japanese Donald Trump? Real. That's really good. Sugoi.
I looked around, I said sugoi.
It's gonna be the most sugoi thing you've ever seen. It's gonna be so sugoi.
Trump dash.
I'm walking, I'm sitting down. I'm not, can't hear you yet. I'm not tapped in. And I'm tapped in, chat. We're back.
Welcome back. Japanese Donald Trump.
Oh, it's this guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
Japanese Donald Trump. That's what we're saying.
Oh, yeah, true.
Father,
No.
Father.
Father, please at least join us for dinner. It won't be a family conference otherwise.
Along with a dull pounding on the door, the sound of Krause's entreaty
Yeah.
could be heard. I haven't heard that.
God damn.
However, that voice seemed to be resigned to the fact that nothing it said would be heard.
Kinjo-san, won't you at least come out for dinner? All your children have gathered here to see your face, haven't they?
Silence, Nanjo. So the bishop won't work. One move too short. Apparently, Kinzo was completely focused on the final bout of his long-lasting chess match with Nan. Kinzo's brow was wrinkled as he continued to glare at the game board through his spectacles. Krause's voice didn't reach his ear.
Kinzo-san, I'm hungry myself. Why don't we go down and eat?
Go by yourself if that's what you want. Let me consider this next move for a little longer. We are going to finish it tonight.
Bro, what do you think Kinzo'sChess.com Elo is, chat?
Otherwise, it's doubtful we'll finish before the world ends. Nanjo rose from his seat, hoping this would prompt Kinzo to do the same, but Kinzo's eyes never left the chessboard. He knew well that Kinzo always displayed blind concentration when it came to chess, but he'd never seen Kinzo concentrate as hard as this. It was almost as though Kinzo was telling the truth, and there would never be another chance for them to continue their contest.
It's almost like he's not crazy.
If they didn't finish tonight, it seemed that no matter how obstinately he called out to Kinzo, it wouldn't reach the ladder's heart. Nanjo gave up and headed to the door, but Krause was still banging on. The door to the study opened. Krause was taken aback, thinking that maybe Kinzo was actually coming out. However, Nanjo was the one who appeared, and Krause let out a sigh of relief.
Dr. Nanjo, his father.
I'm sorry I couldn't be of service. Right now, this room is Kinzo-san's whole world.
Nanjo shook his head with a completely defeated expression. Krause raised his fist once more and banged on the door, shouting,
Father, can you hear me? We're heading down now, but please, join us anytime you feel like it. All of your children are waiting for you.
His voice was very loud and was making a racket, pounding on the door. There was no way it wouldn't reach Kinzo's ears. Well, it certainly was reaching him. But he ignored it anyway. However, unlike the time he'd been called down for lunch, he didn't fly into a rage. By now, Kinzo was calm at heart, almost as though he had taken on a philosophical view and turned himself over to think. Neither dinner nor the faces of my children interest me in the slightest. I will only leave here if Beatrice is resurrected, or if I am chosen as a sacrifice for the key. The demon's roulette has already started spinning. What meaning does dinner have at this point?
Oh, it could taste pretty good.
Be real.
As though painfully loud banging on the door completely failed to enter his hearing, Kinzo silently thought about his next chess move, still his philosophical state. Just as always, Kinzo's figure couldn't be seen anywhere in the dining hall. Krause, wearing a bitter smile, returned with Nanjo.
Father says he still is not feeling well. He truly regrets missing this once-a-year opportunity to sit together with his gathered family.
You didn't say that.
Ava and Rudolph sniggered.
What?
That's the word.
Snicker?
It's a word in the English language.
Look at how it's spelled. That's not how you say it.
Snicker?
Don't be weird.
I haven't heard that. I've only heard snickered.
I've heard both.
No, snicker and snigger are like different words.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Here, chat. We can educate ourselves on linguistics today.
Yeah.
Given Kinzo's personality, there was no way he'd show signs of regret.
Hold on. I have to look. Laugh in a half surprised, typically scornful way. Okay.
Yeah, and I have the one for snicker pulled up right here. A snicker is like a little bit more subtle, I guess.
Oh,
whereas like a snigger is more openly scornful. So make of that what you will.
Aha.
You're like
And none of his relatives showed any regret at his absence.
Real.
Then why don't we start dinner? Goda, begin.
Is this a new guy?
No.
Oh, this is my butler.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's your
yeah.
butler.
Certainly.
Well then, if you'll allow me.
When Goda was told to start the family conference dinner, his biggest time to shine of the whole year, he nodded with a broad grin.
May I ask who lent Maria an umbrella? Umbrella? What is it like that? An umbrella?
When Rosa timidly cut through the silence of the dining hall, everyone noticed Ella.
An umbrella?
Hey.
Hey. What's this about?
A short while back, Maria was in the rose garden when it started raining. And she apparently borrowed a white umbrella from someone. I wanted to thank them.
It wasn't one of us. After you left, we moved to a different room and had a friendly chat the whole time.
That's right. Even after that, the siblings had a real friendly chat.
The word friendly fell awkwardly from Hideyoshi's lips. So even those who hadn't been present could tell the conversation hadn't been a pleasant.
At the very least, it could have been me. It couldn't have been me, Ava, Rudolph, Hideyoshi-san, or Kirie-san.
We were together the whole time, even after Natsuhine-san and Rosa left.
Dude, I'm sorry. I still look at her and I can only see, like, Femme Akihiko.
The whole time until the meal started. Nissan went up to the study with Genji-san to call father. At that time, the rest of us went straight to the dining hall. So it wasn't one of us. Couldn't it have been a servant kind enough to lend an umbrella?
So it was you, Koda-san?
I have been in the kitchen the whole time preparing. My sincerest apologies. Goda looked slightly disappointed about missing this chance to show off. At that time, Shannon and Kumasawa appeared, pushing a serving cart loaded with hors d'oeuvres.
Then what about Kumasawa-san or Shannon-chan?
Yes? Has something gone wrong?
Oh, Shannon.
Because Shannon had come in part way, she shrank back, mistakenly thinking that the others were searching for the one responsible for some error. It isn't like that. It started to rain when Maria-chan was alone in the rose garden. After that, someone lent her an umbrella. Aunt Rosa said she wanted to thank that person.
Beatrice.
Maria, her mouth a thin line, said the witch's name in a small voice. Aunt Rosa explained the situation one more time. As she did, Kumasawa-san cackled.
It wasn't us. Shannon-san and I were preparing the rooms together, so we did not go outside. Yes, I'm sorry I wasn't able to be of assistance.
Preparing the rooms? What do you mean by that?
Because of the rain, we thought it would be troublesome for all the guests to return to the guest house, so the servants were ordered to prepare the guest rooms inside the mansion. Really? How thoughtful. Yes, it certainly would be rude to chase us outside in this rain.
Could you give it a rest?
Yes. After receiving the order from Madam, Kumasawa-san, Kennen-kun, and I started preparing the rooms. Then it became time for dinner, so Genji-sama ordered Kennen-kun to go to the guest house and summon the children. Yes. So, did Kennen-san find Maria on the way to the guest house and hand her the umbrella? Wrong!
The person who had actually received the umbrella denied it. Rosa was troubled. All she wanted to do was give a word of thanks to the person who had lent the umbrella, but she couldn't find them. And she'd thought asking like this with everyone gathered for dinner would work immediately.
Then, was it you, Natsuhine-san? I'm sorry. After everyone's friendly chat, my headache was so bad that I have been resting in my room. Therefore, I did not go outside. Then, who was it? George-kun and the kids?
Gorge-kun.
That can't be
Gorge.
It's me, Gorge, not one of us.
That's
We're
me,
watching
Gorge.
television.
We were watching television in the guest house the whole time.
Actually, we thought Maria had just gone back to the mansion with you.
Then Cannon-kun came, and he asked whether Maria was with us. That's when we first realized she wasn't in the mansion. If it were me, I'd have grabbed her hand and pulled her under a roof before giving her an umbrella.
Ursa was completely baffled. One by one, the relatives and the servants denied that they had done it. Even though it really wasn't something anyone would need to hide. So, by process of elimination, the number of remaining candidates wasn't large.
Adam says he wants to see Hick family AU.
Literally,
Dude,
literally farm family AU.
Instead of Battler, it's Bobby.
It's
Bobby and Rusho Mia.
Just because Jesse. Dude.
Of course, it wasn't me. Right after it began raining, I visited Kinzo-san's room, and I was playing chess with him just until now.
Which means that it also wasn't grandfather.
Wait a sec. Isn't this starting to get a bit weird? Who's left?
Then who was it? Genji-san? Huh?
Wait a second. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm searching for some culprit or anything. All I want to do is, as a mother, thank the person who gave Maria an umbrella in the middle of the rain.
Giving an umbrella to a girl loitering in the rain was something to be praised, not hidden. Despite that, no one raised their hand. Why not? Everyone started whispering about how strange this was getting.
Calm down, Rosa. Why don't we just ask the person who was lent the umbrella?
That's what everyone had been thinking since the beginning. They were all scratching their heads at why she didn't just ask Maria, who had been given the umbrella. However, Rosa bit her lower lip. After all, she'd already knew how Maria would answer if asked.
Of course! Rudolph-kun here's got it right. Maria-chan, tell your uncle. Who lent you the umbrella?
Beatrice!
The dining hall was wrapped in silence for an instant, but it was soon interrupted by a burst of laughter.
I see. So, Beatrice, the witch of the forest, felt pity and lent her an umbrella. What a lovely story. Rosa, there you have it.
Rosa couldn't believe it. Even though she just wanted to say thanks for the umbrella, why did everyone have to be so clouded in smoke?
Just like Uncle Kraus said, Beatrice let me borrow it.
Isn't that wonderful? We should all be jealous of such purity. What do you think, everyone?
Kraus was laughing with a face that was clearly mocking, but Maria was overjoyed, apparently convinced that her claim was being believed.
How did that work? Does that mean a witch really appeared and lent her an umbrella? Oh, now it's Battler.
Oh.
Okay.
See? You see how sudden the
Yeah.
perspective switches are? Okay.
Well, I'm taking a break. You get this.
You got it. Jessica asked me in a small voice that wouldn't carry over to Maria, who was sitting across from me.
Good job.
Has Maria ever been the type to make jokes? If we heard that kind of story pop up out of my old bastard's mouth, we would have just taken it as another joke. However, it was hard to explain it away like that when Maria said it. This was getting pretty unnerving.
No way. She's always been frank and serious. She's the sort who'd believe any joke, even ones normal people could instantly tell were lies. I've never even heard of her cracking a joke.
Aunt Rosa probably knew that better than anyone. It appeared that because of this weird situation, she had no idea what was going on anymore. So if Maria says she borrowed an umbrella from Beatrice, that must mean it was really Beatrice?
We're talking about Maria here, so I can't think of it as some kind of metaphor or joke.
Yeah, there's no way 9-year-olds understand metaphor, bro.
Well, it's Maria. it might be best to take what she says at face value. I think the game's
that's what I'm saying. She's 9. I don't think kids that young even know the concept of a metaphor.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the game's really hammering in our heads that Maria's not normal.
Well, yeah, she's schizo, but...
It's the divergence of the neurons.
She's like, I see demons. And what's going on?
We have to give her meth to fix her.
Are you saying Genji-san or someone put on that fancy dress from the portrait and gave Maria the umbrella?
I'm not sure about that. Actually, that's what I want to know.
Yes, I was cross-dressing the whole time.
Beatrice! He looks in the mirror. Oh, Beatrice!
Beatrice, I can only try to replicate your beauty.
Makes out with himself. Anyway.
He like turns around and does like puts his arms on his back like, oh, Beatrice. Oh. Then he records it for purposes.
Jessica shrugged jokingly, but her expression didn't completely match her attitude. Once the hors d'oeuvres were set out and Goda showed off his vast store of knowledge, the meal began. A couple casual chats broke out here and there, but they seemed somehow distant. And the meal ended up being so quiet that you couldn't ignore the sound of the rain sneaking into the dining hall.
Yo. What are we cracking open?
Kinzo cracking open cool
Twisted tea number 3, of course.
Good God.
Okay, dude, I'm not even feeling it yet. I can get a lot worse. Trust.
I'm scared.
Kumasawa-san.
That's the third person!
Ah! Dude, this makes me so mad. I hate this. Oh, okay, go ahead, Shane.
Thank you. Kumasawa and Shannon, pushing the serving cart, ran into Genji and Ganon on their way to the kitchen.
Oh, it's Genji-san. Did you lend Maria-san an umbrella?
An umbrella? What are you talking about?
Well, I heard that when it started raining, Maria-sama was alone in the rose garden. It seems she borrowed an umbrella from someone there. We don't know. Oh, that's Shannon? Okay, we don't know who it was.
It wasn't me. After all, I actually thought Maria-sama was in the... Actually, guys, I'm gonna cut it off right here. Can somebody please take Cannon from me?
Dude, I got it.
Okay, because I realize that he's gonna be a bigger part later.
Okay.
And I don't want to...
Do you want me to do a voice like what you did, or do I just do whatever?
No, like he's very monotone.
Okay.
It wasn't me. After all, I actually thought Maria-sama was in the guest house.
Perf.
When Battler-sama first found her, she was already holding a white umbrella.
Guys, he had his puberty right there.
Yeah.
My apologies, but it was not me either.
Then, could it actually be the master?
Both. Why? I have so much mucus in my mouth right now. I don't know.
You were eating, weren't you?
What does that have to do with it?
Well, there's usually a lot of mucus in your throat after you eat.
Really?
Yeah. Like, don't you know how you cough after you eat?
No.
Well,
are these the things that I didn't learn by dropping out of high school?
Well, I mean, I don't think I learned that in school. I think it's just by.
I think I learned that from like House or some shit.
Yeah.
He's like, you're the enzymes, you know. I'm gonna push raw. I'm actually British.
The end times? Is that what you said?
The enzymes.
Oh, enzymes.
Enzymes.
Yeah.
The end time enzymes.
Now that's a punk band.
I'd hope.
Both in the dining hall and right there. Everyone had stated they hadn't done it. That only left Kinzo.
Maybe he went walking down the corridor for some reason, when he just happened to see Maria-sama in the rose garden without even an umbrella.
The master is not particularly fond of Maria-sama.
Oh, fucking course not.
I agree. I can't imagine that, for Maria-sama's sake, he'd go to all the trouble of descending the stairs with an umbrella.
Oh my, how troublesome. Does that mean the one who lent Maria-sama an umbrella really was Beatrice-sama?
Kumasawa laughed, just like the relatives in the dining hall, who had laughed at all. She couldn't think of any other way to break through the smoke veiling the current situation. Just then, the crisp sound of hands clapping twice rang through the hallway.
This child is an embarrassment. Now let me in peace while I hyperfixate on the occult.
They'd all turned around once to see Goda coming through out of the dining hall. Look at him.
Look at him.
Okay, everyone. When serving a dinner, proper timing while setting the table is essential. Please immediately see to setting out the soup. Genji-san, the women are in the middle of an important job, so please don't get in their way.
Canon glared at Goda for being rude to Genji, a person Canon respected. Genji, realizing this, patted Canon once on the shoulder as a warning. Canon reluctantly turned away and returned his expression to normal.
Obey Goda's instructions. Hurry up and prepare the dinner table.
Come now, there's no time. Don't dawdle. Hurry!
Goda grabbed the kitchen serving cart from Shannon and steadily pushed it towards the kitchen.
Then please allow us to return to the kitchen. After all, Goda-san's temper is very short. Please excuse me as well.
Kumasawa and Shannon left. Only Genji and Canon remained. Through the window, the darkness of the rainy night could be seen, along with the occasional thunderbolt.
Genji-sama, did Beatrice-sama really return?
I don't know.
Shall I inform the master?
That is not necessary. If she truly has returned, she will eventually appear before the master of her own accord. Furthermore, she is a fickle person. It would be pointless to report to the master, only to find that she does not appear.
I wonder if this means the master's ceremony has already begun.
Probably. However, that has nothing to do with furniture like us. We must continue to return the favor we received from the master until our final moments.
Yes. That is furniture's duty.
The thunder crashed once more. Except for those instants when lightning lit up the sky, nothing could be seen out of the window but the darkness. Just as humans rule when the sun is up, those that are not human rule when the sun is down. The darkness of night now surrounded Rokenjima and was ruled by another master, not the Oshiromiya family. Did the master take pity on Maria when she was alone and being pummeled by the rain in the rose garden, lending her an umbrella? Canon looked at the rose garden's lights, dimly visible beyond the window. The dim lights weren't enough to illuminate the surrounding area. Looking at those lights felt like making eye contact with the witch, and Canon forced himself to avert his gaze.
Shane, while you're reading, I'm going to take this as a time to pee.
The rain was joined by more streams of liquid from strange unknown sources.
It smelled like onions.
It smelled like onions and twisted teeth. If he didn't, it felt like his eyes would be absorbed by that light.
Is this bad? I don't
know who this is. Who is this?
I don't know.
I'm assuming it's Battler, so I guess we'll wait.
Well, you and I both decided to start singing. Umbrella, Ella, Ella.
it's raining. Oh, baby, we're doing black magic. Doing black magic. It's raining.
I'm guessing it's back to battle.
Probably it's raining.
We think so.
Okay, yeah. Warning signal chat. The more that I drink, the more I will have to walk away to pee.
Do you have water with you as well?
Of course.
Okay, good.
That's how I'm gonna get shaboing-boinged.
Huh?
Listen, chat, you need a ratio of, if you like
foolery to shaboingery.
Chat, if you have a drink and then chase it with a bottle of water, you can actually drink basically infinitely.
Fucking hangover.
Yeah, that's the secret, chat.
Oh,
everybody's
hold on, let me get a chaser for my drinks real quick.
Okay. Yeah, chat, everybody's like, oh, I want to be able to drink without getting a hangover. Just literally do a 50-50 split between booze and water, and you can actually consume infinite alcohol. I swear, it works for me anyway.
This is very on character for you, as the devil on someone's shoulder, going like,
yes, dude, you can drink infinite
alcohol.
Chat, infinite alcohol life hack.
And I'm like,
I'd like to drink water. Anyway.
Don't you have a wine bottle at your desk right
now?
But
I'm drinking the water more. I'm only taking sips.
Pussy?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I love how you immediately apologized. Pussy, sorry.
Should I read, or are we waiting for Shane?
Shane said he was gonna get a chaser.
That's what I'm saying. So am I waiting or am I reading?
Guys,
that doesn't answer my question. Yes reading. Could mean either.
You're okay. Shane's back.
Okay. I
okay. It doesn't matter now.
Vodka left and a whole ass Monster Energy drink. Time to commit die.
Dude, oh my god, I'd kill somebody for a Red Bull right now. Holy shit. Okay.
Hold on. We got 2 shots of vodka.
Oh my god, Shane.
Holy shit, chat, we might be here a while.
Oh wait, I didn't mean to press the next button.
Why did you do that?
I didn't mean to.
Okay. Can the weather change how people act? You often hear stories about how things like atmospheric pressure can influence people's moods and physical health. For some time now, everyone had been struggling to clear the gloomy atmosphere. But any conversation was quickly cut off, and in the end, the dining hall was simply filled by the sound of the rain. Dessert was some kind of chocolate cake accompanied by pear sherbet. Shoda-san enthusiastically explained the recipe as soon as the final dish was presented.
Whoa.
But I quickly forgot the details.
As he chugged alcohol.
Yeah. The guest of honor, grandfather, was absent. The weather was horrible, and the identity of the one who'd lent Maria an umbrella remained a mystery. When dinner ended, no one felt even one bit refreshed. It was too late now, but I realized painfully that taste wasn't the only important part of a meal. The whole atmosphere was also critical. Goda-san, the supposed conductor of this musical piece called Dinner, did his best to enliven the place. Dropping little jokes left and right, but apparently not one of them succeeded. After taking orders for after-dinner coffee, tea, and orange juice, he left for the kitchen. As soon as he disappeared, Uncle Kraus spoke. My, what a taste that the dinner Goda worked so hard to create has met with such a gloomy atmosphere.
What a waste. Yes, absolutely. It just feels like nothing would taste good today.
You're gonna have to realize, babe, at a certain threshold, my performance is gonna it's like a graph, right?
Yeah.
The XY axis. As my performance decreases, my ability to be entertaining rises.
Okay.
You understand?
I get you.
Huh. I'd like to know why you feel that way. Later on, I'll do all I can as your older brother to help cheer you up. Aunt Ava grimaced slightly. I'd already heard she wasn't on good terms with Uncle Kraus, but it was pretty clear now. When I looked around, I noticed that my father and Aunt Rosa were also grimacing. Apparently, there was something besides the weather troubling all of them. Both Aunt Ava and my dad aren't looking too happy.
Really? I don't think so.
I asked Aunt Natsuhi, who was sitting on my right, but she seemed to be in a bad mood as well. She snapped back as if to say she was absolutely not interested.
Well, our adult conversation got a little complicated. It isn't something kids like you need to worry about, Battler-kun. Isn't that right, Natsuhi-san, Kirie-san?
Uncle Hideyoshi laughed as he spoke, but without his usual brightness. So I could vaguely imagine just how complicated their adult conversation had become. On top of that, even Aunt Natsuhi and Kirie-san, the people he had directed his comment to, ignored him as though they hadn't heard anything. I didn't know what kind of conversation they'd been having while us kids were away, but it reminded me of how Dad said he'd had stomach cramps when we arrived at the mansion. The family conference might have been a playful reunion to us kids, but it was definitely different for the adults. After Uncle Hideyoshi's comment was ignored by the other adults, and an awkward silence fell over the room, Kirie-san spoke up.
We were talking about how the kids' careers would turn out. Such as what lies in your future, Battler-kun.
Adam said, Hideyoshi, I need you.
Hideyoshi, I need you. I want you. I want you.
Will you just drift on to college? Wouldn't that be a little disheartening as a starting line for the long race of life?
Hey, wait a sec. Kirie-san, if you start talking about something like that in the middle of a meal, it won't digest well, and we'll all end up getting constipated.
Real.
That's right. We were talking about Battler-kun's and Jessica-chan's careers. You gotta think seriously about the future.
Hideyoshi heartily agreed as if they really had been talking about that, but that was probably wrong. Kirie-san had been obviously trying to change the subject. However, if Kirie-san had determined that this was the best course of action for now, then she was probably right. Taking this into account, I cast aside my suspicions as to the cause behind Aunt Ava and Dad's bad moods. I think he really just laughed because poop funny. Yeah, real. At long last, the serving cart returned, filled with coffee and tea. Kumasawa-san and Shannon-chan served it to everybody. Goda-san then explained that this concluded tonight's meal. If only the mood had been a bit more cheery, it might have been the best dinner of my life. It was a shame that this best of dinners couldn't have been had under the best conditions.
Jardani-chan, is dinner over now? Over?
Yes, with this, dinner is finished.
Don't be rude. Stay in your seat and calmly drink up.
That's
Maria looked like she was really excited by the occasionally crashing thunder. Maybe she wanted to quickly finish eating and run over to the window. She had been fidgeting for a while, waiting for the meal to end. Some people are afraid of thunder, while others find it interesting. And Maria was apparently one of the latter sort. Therefore, when she heard from George Aniki that dinner was over, a huge smile broke across her face. She then rose from her seat, took out her handbag, which she'd set under her seat, never having left it even while she was eating, and began fishing around inside of it. No one seemed particularly concerned by this behavior.
What's that? Where'd you get it?
George was the first to notice it. As he spoke...
Oh.
Wait! Dude, I'm about to start fucking banging on my desk. Oh my god.
Beatrice give her like a fucking knife or some shit.
Yeah, right?
She Marina about to fucking air out this whole dining hall.
Alright, it's you now, Shane.
Yep.
They saw that Maria was now holding a beautiful Western-style envelope. On the front of the envelope, the Ashiramiya family crest, the one-winged eagle, was done in gold leaf.
It's so funny, dude, because you know the one thing that could fix this is if they just did like the little extension of the text box where it has the name of the character that's talking.
Yeah.
Like, if you just had that, this issue would not exist.
Furthermore, the fact that it was sealed with a dark red wax made it clear that this wasn't something Maria could have brought as a prank.
Dude, Battler-kun gets invited to Smash.
Bro, it's that Opai finger!
Maria-chan, what is that?
It seemed that Natsuhi had also noticed the strangeness of the envelope Maria was holding. The voice sounded too serious for someone admonishing a small child, so the relatives found around. Oh wait, no, this is still bad.
What the fuck?
Dude, there's just no way. Okay.
What happened, Natsuhine-san?
What is that? Maria, where did you pick that up? That envelope has Kinzo-san's.
Renanjo muttered that.
It's not. It's
No.
Battler. He says us.
Is it us?
No way! Dude, they literally like switched perspective for like 2 lines and then went back.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
When Nanjo muttered that, even us kids could understand why everyone seemed to be frozen solid. The envelope that Maria held was one of the Ushiromiya family head's custom-made envelopes for private use. In other words, it could only mean one thing. This envelope contained a message from Kinzo. Huh. What is an envelope like that doing here?
Now that's an interesting thing to come jumping out at us.
Just let me have a peek.
No way, I'll read it. I was told to read it to everyone.
Uncle Hideyoshi tried to snatch the envelope out from Maria's hands, but she protected it as though hugging it and didn't let it go.
Hideyoshi-san, you can't use force against a child.
Tell that to her mom.
Real. Maria-chan, where did you get this envelope?
Her mom fucking uppercuts her ass. Give me that.
Real.
Oh, you can.
I got it from Beatrice when she gave me the umbrella. She told me to read it to everyone after the meal was over. I'm the witch's... messenger.
Messenger? The almighty witch of this island sure likes to mess around.
Battler tried to joke about it, but no one laughed. El Bozo.
I wonder what's written inside of it. Maria-chan.
Gonna read it.
Maria casually opened the envelope. It was sealed only with wax, so she just had to remove the sealing wax to... Sorry. Sometimes the...
She had to open the envelope, which was in sealing wax. She had to open the sealing
In
wax
order
to
to
open
open
it.
an envelope, you must first open the envelope. Shut the fuck...
No, dude, because I feel like you know that like they're translating it in such a way where that the word count is probably intended to be like similar to the original.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you were to translate that a bit more directly, the text box would probably be like half the size, right?
Well, why not? Why not just have a little blurb? That sealing wax found in the...
I don't know. It might be like it's an old game, so it could be because of the coding, you know.
Yeah, that's what we have to do with Oron. We have to match the characters to the box.
Fell onto the desk, mate.
Okay.
Hideyoshi.
Oh God.
Hideyoshi hastily picked it up and stared fixedly at it. He then sat in the center of the table, where Natsuhi, Kirie, and Nanjo stood. Imprinted in the sealing wax was the one-winged eagle, which was the Yoshiromiya family crest, and also Kinzo's personal crest.
This is the family head's personal crest, like the
Stream
narrator
paused.
said. What the? I'm not even doing anything. I'm literally not even clicking out of the window. I think Discord just hates me. Okay.
I know from the letters I have received from Kinzo-san before. Without a doubt, this is his wax seal.
But aren't there several things in this mansion bearing that crest? For example, if there was some kind of stamp for wax seals, couldn't someone other than Kinzo-san have used it?
No, Kinzo-san would always use a ring on his finger, his proof of the Ushiromiya family headship, when he sealed the wax. The shape and complex design is definitely Kinzo-san's seal.
That is not necessarily so. Anyone in the family must have received a letter from Father at least once. We can't eliminate the possibility that someone used that wax as a model to create a fake seal and pass themselves off as Father.
I agree with Anarchy. No matter how much the seal resembles Dad's, we can't prove that it's the real thing. So it doesn't prove this envelope came from him. Envelope.
Envelope.
How about you, wife?
That's not his wife.
Sister wife?
Sister's wife.
I absolutely agree. I cannot approve of arbitrarily deciding that this letter came from Father, based solely on the wax seal. Dr. Nanjo, couldn't you use a bit more discretion with your vague words? I apologize. It was not my place to speak.
One after another, all of this... Is this me now?
Well, we can only guess.
I'm going to assume, one after another, all of the siblings, from Krauss downwards, rejected Nanjo's statement, saying that the envelope Maria held wasn't necessarily... They were afraid. They feared from the bottom of their hearts that Kinzo's intentions were written in there. And that it might be some announcement regarding the inheritance that would be decidedly unfavorable to them.
Maria, the person who gave you that envelope was the same person who lent you that umbrella, right?
I don't know what "oo" means. Is it true?
Yes.
So in other words, the witch, Beatrice, gave Maria-chan that envelope, along with the umbrella. Maria nodded forcefully.
I agree with my husband. It's a dubious letter handed over by some suspicious person. It isn't even worth reading.
There's nothing wrong with just reading it, right?
Battler said it. Said it?
Yeah.
What did he say? Basically said that to Jessica, whatever, in a small voice, trying to act tough. But Natsuhi heard him clearly and glared at him with threatening eyes.
And then... Beatrice told you to read it after the meal was over, right, Maria?
Oh!
It's okay, everyone. This envelope didn't come from Grandfather, but from Beatrice. Regardless of who actually wrote it, why can't we just hear what's inside before we decide?
That's my wife, I remember now.
That's right. Even if Father didn't necessarily write it, I'd still like to know what's written inside. Maria-chan, I'm sorry I tried to take it from you by force earlier. I apologize. So, will you read it out loud in front of everyone?
Maria, read it.
As all the relatives stared fiercely at Maria, she spread the letter open with a rustle.
You really think it did come from Dad?
Impossible. Whenever Father has announced something to us in the past, he would always send Genji if he didn't do it directly, correct? I cannot believe that he would use such a joke-like approach.
That's right. Maria, a messenger? That definitely doesn't suit Father's tastes. Rosa, could this be Maria-chan trying to surprise us by putting on some kind of show? Maria isn't really a kid who'd be capable of something so thoughtful.
Damn!
Gonna read it! Oh.
The words came out of Maria's mouth, but for some reason, the voice seemed different than usual. Everyone went suddenly silent.
Welcome to Rokenjima, members of the Ushiromiya family. I am Beatrice, the alchemist for this family employed by Kinzo-sama himself.
Ha! That's crazy.
Quiet!
I have served him for many years in accordance with our contract. But on this day, Kinzo-sama has announced the final suspension of that contract. Therefore, I ask that you acknowledge my resignation from the position of family alchemist from this day forth.
How foolish. What nonsense.
I can't stand to listen to it.
And now, there is one part of the contract that must be explained to all present. I, Beatrice, let Kinzo-sama a vast quantity of gold under certain terms. One of these terms specifies that all the gold is to be returned to me upon the termination of the contract. Furthermore, I am to receive everything of the Ushinomiya family's interest.
Ridiculous!
It's been ridiculous from the very beginning.
So it's basically one of those things, right? Doesn't it sound like just one of those contracts with the devil? The contract has expired, so they've come to collect the interest. Is she trying to grab some retirement money for her old age or something? What a cheeky wish.
Hana-kun, now's not the time to joke around. Adla made a face as if to ask, if I can't make fun of this, what can I make fun of? Some of the adults' faces were pale, while others looked dazed.
After hearing this, you may feel as though Kinzo-sama has been savagely ruthless. However, Kinzo-sama did append a special clause to the contract so that you would have a chance to preserve your wealth and honor. If and only if that special clause is fulfilled, I will lose my rights to the gold and the interest for all eternity.
A special clause?
What is it?
Special clause. Beatrice retains the right to collect the gold and accumulated interest upon the termination of the contract. However, if someone is able to discover the hidden gold of this contract, Beatrice must abandon these rights for all time. The collection of the interest will proceed shortly, but if any one of you fulfills the terms of the special clause, I shall return everything, including the portion that has already been collected. Furthermore, as the first step of this collection of Kinzo-sama's debt, I have taken possession of the Ushinomiya family head's ring, which signifies the passage of the Ushinomiya family headship from one individual to another. I ask that you confirm this for yourselves by examining the imprint on the wax seal.
Are they trying to claim that that's the meaning behind this seal? That father would relinquish his ring is unthinkable.
Kraus stared at the sealing wax as if trying to burn a hole through it. Eva and Rudolph were doing the same, over his shoulder.
Come to think of it, when we were playing chess, I did have a strange feeling that something was missing from Ginzo-san's finger. Dr. Nanjo! Don't say something so careless just because of vague memory!
We can't prove its authenticity here. Only by asking Father directly can we determine whether he really handed over his ring and whether this letter tells the truth.
Time to break down the door.
That's right. It's just as Kirie-san says.
Do you really think Kinzo-san would tell you? After all, that person's thoughts sometimes suppress the bounds of common sense.
No matter what happens, it's still nonsense. In the first place, the illusion of gold itself is one of Father's tricks. I've already heard enough talk of that gold from the rest of you.
But this is the witch speaking, right? About how the inheritance and all of the assets will be handed over to the one who finds the gold, right? So, maybe Beatrice-sama is Father's legal advisor, or in charge of his funds. We can't possibly trust some strange person who would trust such a suspicious paper to a child!
Hanaki, I need you to be frank with us. Is it possible Dad's assets are being managed by someone you don't know?
No, that's impossible! As the family head's representative, I control all of Father's assets. It should be impossible for anyone to do as they please without me knowing it.
So, this must mean there are some assets you don't control, right, Krasny-san?
How foolish! Such assets could not possibly exist.
Oh, but there is such a thing. An asset of Father's that you don't control. There is no way such a thing could exist!
No, it does. It's Father's. No. Beatrice's hidden gold.
Oh, then I have to turn Eddie up.
Womp womp. I'm literally right next to my mic. Do I need to turn myself up on my own rig?
I think you're good now.
Okay.
Are you speaking into the right side of it?
Yeah.
with the shiny part of the capsule. Okay, just making sure. I did that for like a week when I first got my AT-20.
Oh yeah. No, because you want to set it up to the side of your face so that you're not getting all the plosives.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's keep it simple.
Sorry, Chad, we're talking voice actor jargon, you know.
You know.
In short, Dad had some trusted confidant that Anarchy doesn't even know about. Furthermore, this person has always been in charge of watching and managing the gold. Or it could be some eccentric rich person who offered him a loan with rules like a devil's contract.
Could it be that this confidant called Beatrice is trying to test which of Kinzo's children is most worthy to be financed by her gold?
Kyrie's question was one that all the siblings wanted answered. Upon reflection, gosh, now I'm losing it. Okay. Upon reflection, they realized that Kinzo's strange epitaph hung in the hall beneath the witch's portrait for quite some time. And while it had long been whispered that whoever solved the puzzle would receive everything, no one had clearly stated it. It was just something that everyone had hoped might be true. And right here, right now, the thing they'd hoped for had been clearly stated in Beatrice's letter.
Oh my god.
It clearly specified that everything in the Yoshiromiya family would be given to the one who found the gold.
Kinzo-sama has already publicly displayed the location of the hidden gold within the epitaph under my portrait. The rules apply equally to all who can read the epitaph. If you discover the gold, I shall return everything to you. Tonight, I ask that you enjoy your battle of wits with Kinzo-sama to the fullest. I sincerely pray that this night will be both intellectual and elegant. Beatrice the Golden.
I'm so sorry. I gotta pee again.
Damn, he's gonna pee! Kraus is gonna pee!
Can I go?
Dude, no! I can't get up. This is too important.
Father, I know you can hear me.
Okay.
Please respond.
The door to Kinzo's study was being violently, harshly beaten against over and over again, like a percussion instrument. The yells coming from the other side belonged to Kraus, Rudolph, and sometimes Eva. It was the siblings who were trying to intrude upon Kinzo's study to question him about the truth behind that mysterious letter. Kinzo was eating. An elegant tablecloth was set over the desk, and his fabulous dinner that had adorned the table down in the dining hall was reproduced here. Kinzo continued his meal in silence. Shannon, taking away an empty plate, looked uncomfortably between the door being pounded on and Kinzo's face.
Do you want to go pee, Shane?
Yes, please.
Go pee! Guys, we're taking a like a 5-minute break. We'll see you after 5 minutes, but we're gonna play the freaking word games. It's gonna be epic. I'll see you then, okay? Goodbye. We're freaking back.
Holy fuck! We're back.
Holy shit! Oh, the word game.
Chat, I'm on Twisted Tea number 5. We're turning the fuck up.
Good God. Hold on, I have to stop the word game. Okay.
Stop the word game.
Holy shit.
Oh my god, thank you, Anonymous, for the $5.
Freaking
Just gave
epic
$5.
witch. Let's go, $5
Freaking
bucks!
epic witch!
Freaking
Adam,
epic
you
witch.
have to be so honest. Were you anonymous? Like, be honest.
I think it was.
No, it was. PayPal outed you. PayPal outed you.
Oh,
This
dude,
is from Adam.
Yo, you got doxxed by PayPal.
Thanks for the $5, Adam. Because you didn't put your name, silly. Anyway.
Leave them. God and my meals both hold silence as a virtue.
Could I silence them?
What do you mean? Dude, I'm literally right next to the microphone. Am I still quiet? Well, then what the fuck?
There's no
Yeah,
need.
my mic is muted.
Oh, okay.
Well, my mic was muted, but you were quiet.
It does not even reach my ears. Ginzo enjoyed his food, apparently indifferent. Genji quietly lowered his head and took a single step back. As he did, Kennen, who stood in reserve like a shadow behind to the side of Genji, opened his mouth.
Maria-sama apparently received a letter from Beatrice-sama, so I imagine they went to test its authenticity.
She started already then. Come, Beatrice. I have no shortage of coins to be wagered. Shall we enjoy this night to the fullest? I don't think I'll lose. Your smile will be mine for all eternity. If I could see it one more time, I would regret losing my wealth, my honor, or even my life. Well then, the roulette has begun to spin. Which pocket will the ball fall into? Or Rouge? Or house takes all? Come, you may begin, Beatrice. I'll show you the power of miracles once more.
Whoa.
Holy shit.
Guys, I think Kalik's training outside.
So?
I can hear him slam his this thing against the tree.
I mean, the chat definitely can't hear it, so.
Well, hopefully not.
Well, remember, anything that we can hear on your microphone, the chat can hear. So if I didn't hear it on your mic, then it's fine.
Epic.
Okay, this is Battler, I can tell.
Okay.
From
The strange letter that the witch had entrusted to Maria wiped all memories of dinner from our minds. Maria was repeatedly barraged with questions by Aunt Rosa and the other parents, and became increasingly ill-tempered when they refused to believe her. If we kids tried to butt in, they'd probably ignore us. Our parents were all stirred up, firing back and forth about the gold and the distribution of assets, excuse me. Fuck. I'd completely forgotten that we were even there. I'd already guessed they'd been talking like this in the shadows, but I hadn't thought they'd be so blunt. It gave all of us kids a kind of considerable shock. From what we could overhear, all the parents wanted more money as soon as possible. Back and forth about the grandfather's inheritance. Back and forth about the distribution of the gold if it was found. About advance payments and cash. It was so despicable I could hardly bear to watch, even though one of them was my father. It looked like Jessica felt the same way. We left our seats without being asked to, then went to hang out somewhere well away from our parents.
I get it. No, I totally see why grandfather hates coming down for meals. I'm so disillusioned with our parents right now. All that about money and the inheritance? How can they act like that right out in the open?
Well, I'm already completely disillusioned with my old bastard. There's no way I could think any worse of him.
That's exactly the same for me. Still, that freaking shocked me.
I forget, which one is her mom?
She's Natsuhi's and Cross's daughter.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, that makes sense, because she's blonde. Jessica looked down at the floor, irritated. She was always talking about how bad her parents were, but maybe she hadn't really felt that way deep inside. The depths of Jessica's shock made that clear. Jesus.
Stop looking at her socks, bro.
Dude, she's got thigh highs. I can't help it.
You're all minors being supported by your parents, so you might not understand. Getting money is neither a simple nor a pretty thing. I won't try to force you to understand right now since you're still kids. But even so, I want you to realize that your parents are just doing their best in their own way.
Dude, how old is George?
He's like 22.
I think he's like, yeah.
Man, bro thinks he knows shit. I'm fucking, dude, I'm about to be 21. I barely fucking know anything.
Hold on, it says...
I'm 23 and I'm fucking stupid.
Oh, it doesn't say, but he's in his 20s.
Weird. Yeah, bro's really fucking on the high horse, I guess.
Oh, great. George Aniki's gotten all mature.
George
Have you not
Nissan,
met rich 20-year-olds? That's how they be,
Real.
bro.
Yeah, true.
I know you're working hard as a full-fledged member of society, but does that mean you turn into a shameless, greedy vulture like your parents
Yes.
whenever you start talking about money and assets?
Yes. Yes.
Long live capitalism.
Uh-huh. If it were only for my own benefit, then no, I wouldn't want to do that. But I do it for you, Skylar. You and the family.
We're a family!
I did it for the family, Skylar. However, when your family and your employees, your subordinates and their families are all counting on you, there are some times when you must fight and do things that other people might not want to do,
I hate
like
that
murder
kind- Oh.
or drugs.
Oh.
Why don't you fucking die already?
I hate that kind
Dude,
of
how...
thing. That back and forth about...
Yeah?
Yes.
I'm so... Babe, I'm so sorry.
I met RJ Mitty. I was just going to say at a Comic-Con.
Nah, dude. Fucking, I'm sorry. I couldn't stop laughing, babe. Dude, me and Shane make a Breaking Bad reference. Or me and Shane stop from making Breaking Bad references. Challenge impossible.
Honestly, so
it's
real.
bound to happen if we're together for more than, like...
Right?
That back and forth about grandfather's inheritance just makes me want to puke. And also those Breaking Bad references.
No, you can't say that. Breaking Bad didn't exist yet. Jessica pretended to spit violently. That harsh reaction made the depths of her pain very clear.
Oh yeah, you said this was, well, I mean, the visual novel was made in the early 2000s, but the setting right now is the 80s.
Yeah, so Breaking Bad
Yeah.
definitely didn't
Yeah.
exist. If anything, they'd be talking about fuck. When did The Sopranos come out?
Don't know.
No, Sopranos were early.
It was 90s, right? Really?
Late
Sopranos
90s,
was the
early
2000s?
I think so.
No way, that's crazy. Because Breaking Bad was like 2008, 2009 or something, like turn of the century.
I think I remember my parents watching The Sopranos, and I had to go to bed because it was for
Damn.
adults.
Wow.
Yeah, I started watching it actually. I got to get back to it. I only seen the first couple of episodes, but that's a tangent. Let's stop talking
I
about
agree.
this.
Sorry, it's just a good timing.
I agree.
Yeah, right? All this about grandfather's hidden gold, property, and inheritance is our parents' problem, not ours.
I agree. At the very least, I think children have a duty to be considerate and stay out of their parents' way when they're talking together. God, he's a
Sounds
fucking
pretty boring.
bootlicker.
Nah, seriously, dude. He's a part of the system, dude. Because like, obviously, the game is like they're sort of speaking on the topic of like, you know, family elders versus family minors, right? That's like kind of part of the theming that they're going for. So I'm curious how they expand on that.
Family businesses and wealth corruption.
Yeah, I mean, it even more than that. I think it's about the role that the elders and minors have within the family, right? Like what they're allowed to discuss or what they're allowed to be a part of. So I'm really curious what happens with that. Everyone knows the phrase, adults are filthy. But we had now seen that for ourselves, and that really did give us a considerable shock. George Aniki was now pretty much an adult, and I'd already been disillusioned with my dad, so the shock wasn't that big for us. But Jessica seemed to be taking it hard. Apparently, she'd received a bigger blow than I thought. She always talks badly about her parents, but it looks like she hadn't changed at all on the inside. Even now, she's still a pure-hearted, delicate person who can't doubt others. I'm sure she respected her parents as much as anyone else does. And then her parents started raging about going, money, money, inheritance, inheritance, my money! Right in front of all the other parents and the children. It's no surprise she received such a shock from hearing that.
Jessica-chan, please don't start hating your mother and father. I won't ask you to understand them, but at least don't hate them.
I get it. Just leave me alone for a bit.
6 years ago.
What the
Oh,
fuck?
goodbye.
God, yeah, she just
I
disappeared.
don't give a shit what you have to say, Battler. Stop thinking.
What, dude? I don't know where we are.
Okay, well, okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah, there it is.
6 years ago, I would have kept taunting Jessica even after she got all dejected. But I guess I really have grown over the last 6 years. I realized it'd be better to leave Jessica alone right now. Jessica suddenly looked away sulkily and left the parlor. She probably wanted to be alone for a while.
Sulkingly.
Yeah. I could do nothing but wordlessly watch her back as she left.
Come to think of it, I wonder where Maria-chan went.
She's probably pouting in front of the portrait. Maria truly looked up to witches, and she'd expected that coming in direct contact with Beatrice and receiving the letter as proof would surprise everyone and make them happy. However, the adults had doubted its authenticity, thoroughly bombarding Maria with questions and refusing to accept her theory, or her story. Even for me, it wasn't hard to imagine how much that must have hurt Maria. We couldn't speak to Maria or Jessica. In the end, George Aniki and I just abandoned ourselves to the sound of the falling rain in the dark night.
I wonder what's happening with that typhoon. Maybe there's something about it on the news?
George Aniki started walking over to the corner of the parlor where the television was. He hadn't called me over, and I really couldn't have cared less where the typhoon was on the scene now. So without going over to the television, I loitered around the window.
The wind hasn't picked up that much here, but I wonder if it's horrible over the sea. I did hear about a severe storm warning on the weather report.
Ah, Kyrie-san. I take it those big talks between the adults are going smoothly, yeah? She seemed to catch the sarcasm. Kyrie-san shrugged.
I wonder if that stomachache of a discussion will continue all night. It's not going to be fun.
Well then, please enjoy playing vultures to grandfather's property as much as you'd like. I feel sick.
I'll agree with you on that. If I could just slip away like you, I'd do it. Unfortunately, I can't. Even if I'm not allowed to speak. We spouses have it pretty rough too.
Kyrie-san took a deep breath, smiling bitterly. That's right. They probably wouldn't let Kyrie-san speak, since she only married into the family. Still, as Dad's partner, she's had no choice but to stay by his side and support him. She's probably had to bear the full brunt of this mental pressure much more than me. I wasn't going to apologize, but realizing that I'd spoken too harshly, I cut the sarcasm for the time being. So, how does it look? Are they still stuck on the topic of the mysterious witch Beatrice?
More or less. Those four siblings are always piling up secret agreements when they come together to discuss the division of the grandfather's inheritance. They're saying that some unknown fifth person has appeared that's trying to make things even more complicated, and there's no way that'll make for a peaceful conversation. Just when you think they're snarling at each other, whoa. They'll set up a common front. Natsuhi-ne-san's not the only one getting headaches.
Sorry, we might be getting there, chat. I picked up my cup of water and almost dropped it.
Oh, shit.
On the one hand, they all want a larger portion than the other siblings, so they're all rivals. But on the other hand, they don't want 1 yen to be snatched up by anyone other than the siblings, so they're also all allies. I hadn't been told the details, but the siblings were apparently discussing how to protect their shares under various situations. Setting up ceasefire agreements and rules to prevent anyone from getting an unfair advantage, even preparing to resort to legal action if absolutely necessary. That they would go this far to preserve their shares was so beyond disgusting that you just had to acknowledge their resilience. So basically, Beatrice is like an assassin sent by grandfather. He probably wanted to scare the hell out of his children for talking about the inheritance without him.
Who is this Beatrice, I wonder? If everything she claims is true, then she's a mystery figure that no one knew about until today. And she also knows about grandfather's hidden gold. On top of that, she was even entrusted with the head's ring. She must truly have been trusted by him.
Well, obviously I don't think she's a witch riding around on a broom. But there's no doubt she's a mysterious person who's earned the right to be called a witch.
Welcome back, album! If only Maria-chan would go into more detail about that. Everyone's been smothering her, even though she's just a little girl. They really scared her, and some things they might have asked now can't be asked. I wonder if those people have ever even read The North Wind and the Sun.
What we do know is that Maria received a letter from a person who took the name Beatrice. She sure is shy for a mystery person, entrusting Maria with a letter and hiding away even now, when she could have just appeared and talked to us directly.
Hey, Battler-kun. Do you really think a person called Beatrice actually exists?
Who knows? Doesn't it really seem like a false name? Like she's grandfather's representative, so she was given permission to take the name of the witch from his delusions?
No, that's not what I meant. Right now, there's a total of 18 people here on Rokonjima. Do you think there's a 19th person?
Are there really a full 18 people on this island right now? Wondering about that, I began counting on my fingers, and it really did come out to that many. Do I think that a 19th person exists? What exactly do you mean?
Just what I said. The person who lent Maria that umbrella supposedly wasn't one of us 18. So, isn't it natural to assume that a 19th person exists, and that this person lent Maria the umbrella?
So I can't stop imagining Battler counting on all of his fingers and then his toes.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's that kind of guy.
Took off his shoes. Fucking 16, 17.
18.
You're right. Well, yeah, it sure looks that way.
Then, where exactly is this person now? At the very least, vroom.
Vroom vroom.
She must have been on the island when it started raining. And ever since that time, the weather has grown progressively worse. So taking a boat out would be pretty much impossible. In that case, that person must still be on the island, hiding from the rain somewhere. And without any of us spotting her.
True. We've all been randomly prowling around all over the mansion and the guest house, but no one has bumped into a 19th person. But this island is huge. There might be other places to take shelter from the rain, other than the mansion and the guest house. At about this time, I began to realize what direction Kirie-san's suspicions were taking us in. Kirie-san was denying that a 19th person existed. Beatrice was one of us 18. In other words, she thought someone we knew well was tricking us.
If Beatrice is who she claims, she would surely be the most honored of guests. The most honored of confidants entrusted by Grandfather. There's no way Grandfather wouldn't give that kind of person a warm reception. She would surely have been ushered into the mansion. However, we haven't seen anyone like that.
Wait a sec. Isn't this line of reasoning a bit too hasty? Sure, no one spotted this person, but that doesn't mean that you can deny the possibility that a 19th person exists, right? Maybe, for some reason, they landed on the island stealthily and have been hiding ever since. It's what they call a devil's proof. It's easy to prove that something exists. If this Beatrice appears in front of all of us and says hi, then it's settled. But it's impossible to prove that there's no 19th person.
Yes. Battler-kun, your way of reasoning isn't bad. In our current situation, there isn't enough information to either accept or deny that a 19th person exists. But if you spin the chessboard around and think that way, we can deny the existence of a 19th person with near certainty.
Spin the chessboard around was one of Kirie-san's favorite phrases. I've been influenced by these words and use them myself from time to time. When you get stuck trying to find a move in chess or shogi, then by spinning the board around and looking at everything from your opponent's standpoint, you can often see a strategy that'll give you the upper hand. It means turning these things around and putting yourself in your opponent's shoes.
You see? Let's say that a 19th person called Beatrice actually exists. That person must have managed, without being seen by anyone, to stealthily arrive on this island and remain hidden ever since. Maybe they had some reason, okay? In that case, why did they go to all the trouble of appearing before Maria and handing her the letter?
It really was a contradiction. If they had some reason for hiding themselves, then they should have stayed hidden the whole time. But even so, they had appeared openly in front of Maria.
One day Battler will play Call of Duty and understand the concept of trolling.
Right? Then, wait, Maria said it herself. She said the witch made her a messenger. Maybe that's because Maria was the youngest and looked the most obedient.
Why would they need a messenger? If they just wanted a letter delivered to the family conference, they could have mailed it. If they mailed it to each of the 4 siblings, no one would be able to ignore it. There was no need for this person to carry it themselves and secretly deliver it by hand.
Yeah, that does sound pretty weird.
In the first place, if Beatrice existed and wanted to make her presence known to everyone, then she could have openly presented herself to all of us. Despite that, she chose the vague method of appearing through a little girl called Maria-chan, and only gave us a vague impression of who she was. Contradiction. Let's go a little deeper, shall we? She appeared in front of Maria, trying to give us the impression that a 19th person existed, and yet she still hasn't appeared before us and is hiding somewhere at this very moment. Think about those contradictions. You've got to keep these things in mind when you spin the chessboard around. In short, if a person wants to leave us with the impression that Beatrice exists as the 19th person, what might their goal be?
If this person wanted to hide, then they wouldn't have made their presence known. And if they wanted to show themselves, they wouldn't have used the roundabout approach of entrusting someone with a letter. Which means...
It's simple. Beatrice is one of the 18 people. That's why they wanted to create the illusion that there are more than 18 people. The 19th person was revealed so spectacularly. If someone were to profit from this, it wouldn't be some 19th person in hiding. It'd be one of the original 18 people. Of course, this reasoning is full of holes. If you turn over even a few of its premises, it'll simply fall apart. But I'm almost completely certain it's correct.
This is starting to feel pretty creepy. Someone lent Maria the umbrella and handed her the letter. Supposedly, none of the 18 did this. And yet, Beatrice was hidden among those 18. What was this person planning? Hiding their true form and pretending to be Beatrice?
I suspected it might have been Maria-chan play acting, but the contents of the message were extremely complicated, and it's hard to imagine Maria-chan writing that
Dude,
herself.
Adam, don't say the word piss. I have to pee so bad right now.
Go pee.
No. The scene's not done.
Okay. However, I can't deny the possibility that Maria-chan is working together with someone.
Dude, I can't go pee when it's literally Battler and one other person.
Dedication.
That's bad.
I'm
content.
voting for you. I'm writing in you for the Webby. For the Webby, I'm writing in you.
Wait a second.
What was the King of YouTube contest? What was the
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Wait a sec. Maria's a 9-year-old, right? What could she possibly be planning? And with whom? And what about her straightforward, overly honest, obedient nature?
Yes, I also understand what kind of person Maria-chan is, but that's exactly why I think it's possible. That girl's a dreamer who can't help but look up to and blindly accept the existence of witches. So, if a person appeared in front of her and claimed to be the witch Beatrice, Maria-chan would happily swallow it up, I think.
So you're saying that if someone disguised themselves by wearing that fancy dress from the portrait, tricking Maria wouldn't be that hard?
Of course, with that reasoning, all of us women would become the primary suspects. Anyway, who did Maria-chan encounter? Learning the details of that question would be the best key to solving this riddle. But this key has been firmly locked away inside Maria-chan's heart. Everyone denied the existence of the witch without listening to her, barraging her too much with questions about who Beatrice actually was. She probably won't open her heart to the adults now. The scene is over, go pee!
Okay. I'll be right back, and I'm coming back with more drinks.
Oh, God. You overstimmed her. Well done.
Overstim. Maximum overstim.
Maximum overstim.
Stimtacular.
Stimtacular.
Stimamanjaro.
What?
Stimming spree.
High score. Double.
You don't know the Halo.
I never
Halo
played.
dollar.
I never played Halo.
Stim. Double stim.
No.
Triple stim. Stimtacular. Stimming spree.
I like that. Oh yeah, I like that. Meow 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 meow. Wow, King of Autism liked my video. That's so cool.
Hell yeah, dude. Just like it's going on now. I
Yeah,
got the meow
exactly.
mix in your head. I knew I would.
Meow 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 meow
Meow meow meow meow meow meow meow meow meow meow meow meow meow meow meow meow meow meow meow meow meow meow meow meow.
Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Sorry guys, that was mean. I made a separate account. Real Adam.
The real king of autism.
The real King of Autism. Meow 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 meow.
I cannot get over how much Beatrice looks like that one character from fucking Euphoria.
Yeah, dude. Their personalities
can't
are
look at her
shockingly
and-
similar too.
I heard Euphoria.
We're just
Yeah,
talking
I'm
about
just
Beatrice.
saying. I talk about Beatrice just looks like that bitch. I cannot see her as not
Guys,
that
can we,
bitch.
can we read Euphoria on stream next?
Let's not do that.
Make a kick account, Bree. Yeah.
But you can turn off the NSFW.
I don't know if I want to do that.
Wait, does it count as the new art rule? It's art.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's art, guys.
I'm
It's
not gonna
hard.
lie, I thought you guys would keep reading. Is this still Battler?
No, it's third person. I guess we were.
Oh, it
waiting
is?
for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right, well,
Well,
get
fucking-
it popping.
You gotta tell me these things.
I thought we were waiting.
I don't know. I'm back,
Guess
so
you are.
Yeah.
A little bit of water, so wouldn't it?
yeah, chat. I got 2 more Twisted Teas. Once we get to Twisted Tea number 7, I might be approaching Shaboing Boing territory.
Yes, I'm going to need my cocaine to proceed here. Just a moment. Just allow me a moment to.
The moment is going. There's a moment happening. Parfait audio log. Oh yeah, only the Discord knows about that reference.
You can't.
In the
you
dim
can't-
hole in front
Oh,
of the
God.
portrait of Beatrice, Maria was sobbing.
Don't believe they meant Beatrice!
Because you're a stupid child. I
Even though I showed them the letter Beatrice gave, they still don't believe!
Oh God.
continue. They're trying to kill you already.
Wow. Anyway, Maria-chan's holding the key. The key to whether Beatrice is one of the 18 people or a 19th person.
The letter.
Maria's stubborn, right? When that girl gets angry, it's pretty hard to make her feel better.
Batterlukun, I think a kid like you would be better at cheering her up than an adult like me. After she's feeling better, try asking. I know how you don't care about this back and forth about the inheritance, but don't you find this Western Mansion mystery situation exciting? Who in the world is this person who gave Maria-chan the letter? It makes your intellectual curiosity ache.
You're actually pretty tough.
She's been
considering you're so
gaslighting him
excited.
so hard this whole time.
Wait,
this
how
whole
is it
time
gaslighting?
she's been gaslighting him so
How is
hard.
it gaslighting?
She's setting him up to figure out the mystery, so she has the info first.
Oh shit, maybe.
I think she's exactly trying to gaslight him into figuring it out, so that their part of the family would have the upper hand.
I don't know.
Babe, don't say that you don't know, because you definitely know.
Well, I'm not gonna give you a straight answer.
Well, yeah, because you can't spoil it, but
It's 'cause
I'm not gonna
right.
lie, Shane, I like that theory.
It's because I'm a fucking genius.
Oh,
Yeah, I
all
don't
I
know.
know-
She's like
Yes.
one of the only people in the family who's like not an outward shithead.
Yeah,
So
the only thing
it
I'll
could
say,
be possible
Yeah.
that she's doing it in good faith.
the only thing I'll say is that I like Kyrie.
Well, I don't think it's bad faith. I think it's for the family, that sort of thing. It's like she's taking advantage of his nature in a way, but not necessarily. It's less of a manipulative thing and more of just an actual parenting thing, I think.
Right. Well, I think one thing,
But I think she's trying to set him up to start figuring it out because I think she knows, like, at this point that the adults are never going to figure it out. So there's only kind of one shot.
But I will say one thing that you can't deny is that like everyone in this family is pretty selfish, right?
Yeah.
So like I think acting in self-interest is not something that you could put past anybody.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what I
can totally
that's
believe
what I'm
that,
thinking
yeah.
her motivations maybe.
Mhm.
You know, oh dude, this is like an weird inverse Goonies is what this is.
Yeah, kind of. Shout out Goonies for those who know. You're actually pretty tough, considering you're still excited after being dragged through that endless money talk.
Who's Pudge?
Adults can be pretty amazing. I shrugged exasperatedly. But I did notice something. Kyrie noticed how dejected I was after overhearing our parents' turbulent discussion, and was probably trying to clear the air. At the very least, I'd recovered enough to voice my complaints. She wasn't my real mother, so I've never felt like calling her mom. But it did make me think. She's a real adult.
One sec. Sorry, I chose a bad time to snack.
It's okay.
He comes in with a fucking sign. Hey,
Hideyoshi, do the truffle shuffle.
Hideyoshi.
He totally would too. Like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, right?
Oh my god.
Hey, brats. So this is where you were. Kyrie, you really took your time fixing your makeup, didn't you? Think I'll make a habit of going up to touch up my makeup too.
Yo, Rudolph got that guy liner?
I'm sorry. A woman's makeup takes a long time. So, how has the discussion been without me?
I'm sure everything was all peaceful and harmonious. Kyrie-san poked the weak spot under my arm with her elbow.
We've decided to take a break to cool our heads a little. Looks like we'll be at it all night. Makes me want to cry.
His way of talking hadn't changed, but he couldn't completely hide his fatigue. I couldn't say I was sympathetic, but he looked pitiful compared to his normal energetic self.
Still, that rain's just awful. I really don't want to go back to the guest house. It looks like Natsuhine-san set up things so we could spend the night here in the mansion. What'll we do?
We don't need to decide until you're done, right? If you run so low on energy that you can't return to our room, then we can take them up on their offer.
Yeah, right. We can think about it later, or get trashed or something. What about you, Battler? You can get trashed too?
Oh, way ahead of you, old bastard. If I stayed, I'd just get in the way. I'll be nice and go back over there.
I see. You go back soon?
I don't know. It'd be lonely to head back by myself. I'll gather all the kids and we'll head out.
Okay, you do that. Also, Battler, won't you be going to sleep that easily tonight, right?
Yeah, I'll probably be up talking with the cousins. Sounds like we'll be up all night. Is there a problem with that?
I see. If you're still awake when the adults' discussion is over, I want to have a little talk as a family.
A what? That doesn't sound like you. Apparently, Kyrie-san was thinking the same thing. What are you talking about? She asked him in a small voice. It looked like Kyrie-san didn't have a clue what Dad meant either.
I also want to talk to you about it, Kyrie. I'll tell you later, so don't ask now. Please.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was drinking, dude.
Oh.
I heard the sippies.
I did heard.
Yeah.
I did heard the sippies too.
I don't know anyone who neglects the concept of family as much as this old bastard. And now he's saying we're gonna have a talk as a family. Both Kyrie-san and I couldn't help but get wide-eyed.
Battler has to start using condoms. Don't look so terrified.
He's the one that should be terrified.
Yeah, I'm the one who should be terrified. You know how much child support that is? And Battler's not gonna pay for it. After all.
At that point, he swallowed his words for an instant. Even though putting on airs of importance wasn't much like my dad. You're freaking me out, Dad. Everyone in our family's gathered here now, right? Don't make a big deal out of it and spit it out.
Tonight, I'll probably be killed.
Oh, okay. There was a huge crash of thunder. It must have been really close. Dad's expression, brightly illuminated by the lightning, was burned into my eyes. Dad's face, which always looked so sure of itself and which always wore a taunting expression, was strangely frail in a way I couldn't really explain. It was so worn out that he looked like a different person. What? What are you talking about? That doesn't sound like you.
I agree. What happened? He looks so timid all of a sudden. It's not like you.
I'm gonna go fix up my makeup too. Don't follow me.
Rudolph confirmed makeup user?
I think he means that metaphorically.
Nah, he puts on a little bit of guy liner, a little bit of blush, you know, just to frame his face better.
Real.
Dad turned away weakly. After that, only Kyrie and I were left, still wide-eyed.
James Charles is the goat. Now I get those cheekbones.
What did he say? Tonight, he'll be killed?
So what if I assault a waiter?
You don't think that mysterious letter scared him, do you?
That's what he did, right? Something like that?
Yeah. He did that.
Yeah. He's been watching too many serial murder movies. Kyrie-san didn't answer my lighthearted words, and continued to stare at my dad's disappearing back.
Battler-kun, when you told Rudolph-san to spill the beans right away, he left without telling us anything. Even though he said he had something to say to both of us, he didn't answer you. Why? Spin the chessboard around. What do you see?
Well, when he said he wanted to talk, but then couldn't, that's a contradiction. What? Can you see something by looking from Dad's perspective?
Yes, I can see something. He wants to talk about something. However, he doesn't have the courage to bring it up. So he actually means chase after me, talk to me, and ask me about it yourself. By saying don't follow me, he actually means the opposite. He actually means follow me and force me to answer. Seriously, what a spoiled brat.
She's doing the dating guru logic.
Right?
When they say no, what
no,
they actually mean.
Yeah, it's actually the opposite. Because he had a bad childhood, therefore he cannot handle direct communication. What? Can you really call that reasoning? That's ridiculous.
Can great private and police detectives deduce the emotions and feelings between men and women?
She's
can't,
mewing
right?
right now.
Yeah, huge.
Figuring out the feelings of the opposite sex is an even more advanced art than exposing the tricks in difficult crime cases. If you ask me, romance novels have much deeper mysteries than masterpiece mystery novels.
I see. Is that how it is?
I'll stand alongside that spoiled brat.
He normally loves to bluff, but tonight, he's completely tired out from that heated discussion. He probably wants someone to lean on at the moment. And responding to that need is the role of his partner.
Ha! Sounds passionate. Then I'll leave that old bastard in your hands.
Damn it, Adam. She's gonna fuck him.
Peg.
Yes, leave it to me.
I called out to Kyrie-san's departing back.
Huh? What?
I wanted to say thanks. Thanks to you, my gloomy mood has cleared up a lot.
That's good. Communication is important.
After answering with a wink, Kyrie-san followed after Dad.
Yippee! Oh.
Okay, before we even
that-
start, this is the regular narrator, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Because Badler isn't here.
Thank you. Yeah, no shit, Bree. It's a hallway.
Okay, bitch. Not like you
Damn.
guys got confused.
I'm
Yeah, I was
sorry.
gonna say,
That was wrong
I
of
like
me.
how instead of shitting on me for asking, you went to shitting on her.
No, what the fuck?
You guys are just a unit in my brain at this point.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, that's what happens when you're a couple for long enough. You just turn into like an amorphous blob, you know?
Well, because it's like every time I talk to you guys both together, it's like one side then the other, so it's like
love
part of the same argument.
Like, wow, thanks, Bree, for telling us which one it is. Thanks.
But you had to tank that one, alright? Exactly.
It's okay. He'll get me later.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Natsuhi could be found in a dimly lit hallway. Now and then, the thunder would crash, but this had no effect on Natsuhi's expression. She looked completely worn out. The discussion had just taken place between the relatives in the dining hall, was repeating itself inside Natsuhi's mind. Beatrice had proclaimed, in addition to the gold and all of the inheritance and property of the Ashiromiya family, would be given to the person who could solve the riddle. In other words, she planned to undermine the absolute guarantee that Kraus, as the oldest brother, had to succeed the family head. Originally, the other siblings had absolutely no chance to inherit the headship. To them, this proposal by Beatrice was extremely desirable. It was obvious that they would accept it. There was no need to play some clumsy detective game. Natsuhi knew that the so-called 19th person, Beatrice, couldn't exist. Naturally, Beatrice was nothing more than a fictional character, used to pass a message that Kinzo had written himself. As proof, Kinzo remained stubbornly neutral as to that letter's authenticity. He was completely ignoring these reckless claims that he shouldn't be able to ignore, that he had given up the head's ring. In short, Kinzo had wordlessly admitted that the letter held his own message. Most likely, one of the servants had given Maria the letter. Kinzo probably worked out an elaborate plan where the dress from the portrait would be prepared, and someone, probably Shannon, would be made to wear it and deliver the letter in the umbrella. By doing that, he could make it seem like the witch from the portrait actually existed. No, if anything, that alone was proof that Kinzo was behind all this. In that case, it was the same as Kinzo trying to butt in on the siblings' private discussion. Then Kinzo, by announcing that he'd given everything to the person who solved the riddle, could weaken Kraus's overwhelming advantage. Now it was certain. Kinzo had eavesdropped on the siblings' discussion in the parlor earlier that day. So he had known how Kraus had staved off the attack by the other three. And to make the scales of the battle go back into balance, he had sent out this strange letter, which benefited Kraus's rivals. He was trying to push this crazy theory so that Rosa, who had a weak position among the siblings because of her age, would join with Eva and Rudolph. Then, with a 3-to-1 advantage, they'd be able to overwhelm Kraus yet again to make their ridiculous theories get accepted by force. And by doing that, he gave them the power to resettle what had once been a nearly decided conflict. They had now started repeatedly pressing Kraus to pay them a large amount of money, using the condition that all of the siblings would guarantee Kraus's position as the successor. Talk about advance payments was being brought up again despite having been rejected once. Of course, even without the story about the hidden gold, the Shiromiya's family store of wealth was vast. And the store of wealth alone was more than enough. Even if the hidden gold was buried forever along with Kinzo's death, there would be more than enough to satisfy. Therefore, even if they weren't that interested in the gold itself, Kinzo had managed to instill the lifelong fear that the off chance that someone found the gold, that person would be granted the headship. It's my turn for motorcycles.
Oh my god.
There they go.
Holy shit.
He grumbly in his tummy. And this kind of Achilles heel would definitely be taken advantage of by someone sooner or later, but most likely sooner. Happening right now, probably. The only person with this fatal weakness was the successor, Kraus. The other siblings had found no. They'd been told by Kinzo about something that only Kraus could lose, and they had thoroughly taken advantage of that. Natsuhi is Kraus' only ally in his painful position, and his wife wanted to fight alongside him.
Dude, I hate that they're so mean to her, because she's the baddest one.
What?
You know what I mean? I like her.
Weren't you talking about how much you hated her the last time?
Maybe. I don't.
She's the one who was shitty to the servants for no fucking reason because of her own ego.
I can say that, all she does is meat ride her husband, but she can still be bad outside of that. You know what I mean? She's pretty.
Oh, I agree with you there. Yeah, she kind of looks like brunette Dolly Parton.
Yeah, see, this guy gets it.
She really got that Wild Wild West lady hairstyle.
Yeah, I mean, chat, a subservient woman, I'm all for, progressivism and women taking their place in the workforce, women being allowed to, stake their claim on the world, but, how do you say, in the bedroom, people are allowed to make their own choices. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say, chat.
Also,
you know what I'm talking about.
I do just in general like the relationship dynamic of I am a fucking secret agent for this person now, and I'm gonna, love this person so much that I will also indulge their fucked up, shit they want to do. I'll take part in their shenanigans to that level.
Don't even get me started.
I do like that.
Trope. Don't even get me started.
I do like that trope where it's like, I should do the right thing and not feed into your weird delusional mission you want to go on. Nah, fuck that. Let me help.
Oh no, I'm Delulu for sure.
I love that shit.
Right?
She was trying to explain to him that the existence of the gold itself was a farce, and that there was no need to compromise. Kraus had always told Natsu. He had to have told all of the siblings. He always said that the hidden gold was nothing more than an illusion created by Kinzo. Therefore, Natsuhi believed that Natsuhi had believed it as his wife and had supported her husband on that foundation. There they go. There they go again. Yes, motorcycles. Even so, Natsuhi's words didn't reach Kraus. You fucking bitches, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Bastard. Even though Natsuhi had fought so hard and let all of her strength, he continued to fight by himself and was trying to compromise with the other three siblings. Natsuhi sadly and weakly wondered why she could not be of use to them, then started getting angry. It had happened when everyone decided to take a short break to cool their heads. Natsuki had fled up against Kraus. Enraged, she had asked why she could not be useful to him. He had then told her that he wanted to talk about something and invited her into a room that she was normally not allowed to enter. He's gonna say that he was gonna be killed.
Oh god.
Yeah, right.
I wonder.
Well, no, that's what Rudolph said, not Kraus.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That I wonder if Kraus is also about to say that. Like,
yeah, like they have the same suspicion.
Yeah. That room had been sealed with a heavy-looking padlock, and just looking at it had given her an uncomfortable feeling.
So they're currently kind of elaborating on things we didn't see initially.
Yeah. There's no need for you to worry about anything said by those three, or even the suspicious person who calls herself Beatrice. After all, whoa, I didn't even do it. Okay. Okay.
Kraus, excuse you.
After all, the gold is just a ruse created by Father. There's no way something like that could be found. Your position as the successor is a solid fact. What are you afraid of?
Kraus removed the padlock on the door. He then motioned for Natsuhi to enter.
Enter.
That's what I said.
What is this?
There's something I want you to see. I've never shown you this before.
It's a sex dungeon.
God, please.
Help!
It's called a bad dragon.
This Gooner cave.
The Gooner cave! I purchased this gaming PC.
Get Hideyoshi in there!
He gets her on Valorant, dude.
I need you to start streaming the Chinese man.
Oh my god.
Get in the hot tub! Get in the hot tub! Oh my god.
He had a revenue stream backed up.
Yeah.
Dude, Shane, please, I'm getting drunk. The tangent will go on forever if you don't read.
I'm sorry. Natsuhi timidly opened the door with a dubious expression on her face.
Hi,
pitch
Devin,
black.
welcome.
Hello.
She searched for a switch to turn on the lights, but since this was her first time in the room, she didn't know where it was. Kraus entered behind her, pushing her in.
Oh.
And when he closed the door before turning on the lights, the two were swallowed up by the dark. Only the sound of Kraus locking the door rang out through the dark.
What are you doing? The lights!
I'm turning them on now. Wait.
Just as he said, when Kraus pushed the switch on the wall, a flickering light turned up and lit up the room.
That is...
Natsuhi had her breath taken away. The rooms had no windows, and at a glance it appeared to be empty. In the middle of the room, a small round table had been set, and the lights brightened only that table as if it were the leading part in a play. Excuse me. On top of the table, a red tablecloth of elaborate design had been set out, covered with dust. And on top of that, something about the size of a grown man's arm had been set down. That something took Natsuhi's breath away. Whoa!
It's a gold ingot of incredible purity. Without this, no one would have believed in the legend of the gold.
It was an ingot of solid gold, as he said, which I didn't really need to repeat, but I did anyway. Even in the faint light, it sparkled with a noble and dignified glint.
This is not a proper ingot. I don't even know whether it was cast inside or outside of the country.
It took a high level of skill to make the purest of solid gold ingots. And in order to verify that purity, it was standard to have the original foundry and the name of the bank that guaranteed it imprinted on the gold. However, this ingot did not have that kind of seal. This mysterious gold bar had come from an unknown foundry.
Look here. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's just a bar of gold.
Natsuhi, following Krause's words, timidly approached the ingot.
Right there.
Krause pointed at the surface of the ingot and pointed out that if you get 9 nuggets, you get an ingot. Natsuhi concentrated on that section. Right there was the thin imprint of the one-winged eagle crest.
Ingle.
Eagle.
Ingle.
Natsuhi's breath was taken away once again.
That's right. This is the legendary ingot that Father said he received from the witch, that the president of Marasseau witnessed and was allowed to select at random to take back with him. That gained the trust of the fixers in the business world. I had to use all possible means to find it. I found it before the other siblings could.
How could? Then, the legend of Father's gold is...
It actually exists. The gold that Ushinomiya Kinzo received from Beatrice actually exists.
Possible. So it really does exist.
Natsuhi was completely not at all surprised by this.
I don't think that's what it
She
said.
thought no, well, it's like she said it herself. Krause had always said that Kinzo's gold was just a fabrication. So he had believed it as his wife.
Happy transition.
However, the reality was different. Since he had held definite proof, he had been more certain than any of the other siblings that the legend of the gold was true. Because of this, Krause was deeply frightened, and the possibility that someone other than himself would find the gold he'd failed to find, costing him everything. But to Natsuhi, this truth was more than enough to split open her heart. She had thought that, as Krause's wife, she should be his closest confidant, which was why she had selflessly supported him. Is she about to be mad that he hadn't told her?
Maybe.
Well, it was just that he told her a lie. As he did the other siblings.
And yet, he had hid this fact from her until today. Why?
Have I been so undeserving of your trust?
That has never been my intention. There was simply no need to tell you.
Is that all a wife means to you?
Calm down. Becoming passionate easily is one of your bad habits.
You're the one who's making me like that, aren't you? I've been supporting you as a wife ever since I married into this family. For your sake, I threw away the family I was born into. And I've been offering up my heart and my body to serve you. And in return, this is what I get? How could you?
Krause grimaced, looking annoyed. His expression effectively communicated how much he disliked this part of Natsuhi, even if he didn't say it out loud.
It doesn't look like I'll be of any use to you anymore.
That's fine. I can resolve the troubles with the siblings by myself. I don't need your help.
That's wrong! This is the Ushinomiya family's problem! It's true that I am not permitted to wear the family crest on my body, but I am still your wife! Even so, are you saying I'm not capable of helping you? Are you?
I especially wouldn't want to risk you getting involved. It would probably make your headaches even worse than they are now. Take a rest for today. The siblings will deal with the siblings' problems. It has nothing to do with you. That is all.
Damn.
Is this narrator?
Yeah.
I believe, yes.
Perfect. I can piss again and get more
Oh
water.
my god.
I'm sorry, chat.
You're a
There are so
pisser.
many liquids going in my body because I have to. I'm drinking, right? But I also have to consume water to make sure that I don't pass out from getting too shaboing boinged, you know. So it just is what it is. But you know, you guys can carry on. I'll be back in like
the
a
Latin
minute.
boy is a passionate pisser.
Keep on going.
A dull headache tormented Natsuhi, and the scene will eventually transition back to Battler as soon as I finish this part. No matter what medicine she took, no matter what scents she burned, it wouldn't heal. In fact, simply wandering alone through the dark corridors and listening to the sound of the rain seemed to be a better cure.
I may be Natsuhi, but I was never Ushinomiya Natsuhi. I have been despised and treated as a borrowed womb, and insulted when I couldn't even fill that role. Even so, I have tried to properly perform my duties as a wife. But now, even my husband has rejected me. I've done my best raising my daughter, as if it were the last job left to me. However, I've had no release from my anger and sadness, and they've caused me to subconsciously strain that relationship too. Because I've been excessively strict in Jessica's education, she dislikes me thoroughly. She despises me for having no interest in anything but grades. There is no longer anything I can do for the Ushinomiya family. No, that's no good. Despite it all, I must help my husband and beat back the schemes of the other greedy siblings. Family head won't be around much longer. Eventually, Kraus will succeed the head, and the next successor will be Jessica. Strictly speaking, the man who enters the family by marrying Jessica will become the next head, but it all comes to the same thing. I have to make Jessica an excellent successor, whom everyone will accept as worthy to take over the Ushinomiya family. In the days to come, that greedy Ushinomiya Eva will probably be plotting to find some fault with the main family, and if all goes as she plans, Jessica will be dragged down from the succession, with George set up in her place. It is regrettable, but George is a man, and even worse, has matured as a person. Compared to Jessica, who is right in the middle of her rebellious period and whose grades are slightly below average, it can be seen at a glance who is more fit to succeed the head. So, to secure Jessica's position, I need to turn her into an excellent person. After doing that, I want to find her an excellent husband worthy of the excellent person she will have become. A wonderful man who will truly accept Jessica and stay with her through all of life's joys and sorrows.
I think it's back to the narrator.
Oh god, they both left.
Dude, like I said, I was literally only gonna be gone for like 1 minute.
No,
Where
but
did
Shane-
Shane-
I forgot I muted myself to cough. Sorry.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I
okay.
forgot.
No,
I
dude,
just
because
do it.
here's the thing: the bathroom is literally like a couple feet away from the bedroom where my setup is, so it does not take me a lot of time to piss.
You should have a bucket.
Dude, that's gross.
Was Natsuhi trying to entrust her daughter with fulfilling some desire of her own? Yes. Natsuhi brought back to the days when she had no choice but to marry into the Shiromiya family because of that unavoidable fate. She had tried to block that from her memory. She had consciously forgotten it and had actively attended to the life she had been given as Shiromiya Natsu. And in so doing, she had built up a new life. But just now, it felt like all of that had been casually rejected.
How should I think as I live my life? I do not know.
Natsuhi helplessly rested her head against the glass of the window. The glass, which was cool thanks to the raindrops beating against it, felt somehow refreshing, even though it should have been emotionless. Right then, it seemed to be the only thing that could understand Natsuhi. And at that point, even as someone had appeared, Natsuhi didn't intend to pay any attention to them. But she did pay attention. because it was her beloved daughter. You about to talk to yourself?
Maybe.
Oh, it's you, Mom. What the heck are you doing in a place like this? I thought you were a ghost.
Just like always, her words were rough and not at all like a girl's. Instinctively, words of rebuke rose to Natsuhi's throat. However, their strength gave out and they didn't escape her lips.
Jessica, forgive me, but my headache is awful. Please leave me be.
I see.
Jessica was seeing her mother in a position of feebleness for the first time, so she was considerably disconcerted. Until now, she'd been filled with contempt for all of the parents, including her mother. But now those feelings had been completely swept away. Her mother's utterly exhausted face had wiped them all out. In its place, the words George had told her floated back up in her mind. Our parents are doing their best, in their own way. And because their families are counting on them, they can't afford to keep everything pleasant and have a heavy responsibility to fight. Maybe her mother had been standing around this dimly lit hallway because no one had tried to understand that in her... Jessica hated her mother, so she had no intention of speaking kindly to Natsuhi just because she was looking a bit frail.
That's kind of a crazy thing to just drop. I feel like that was not, like, alluded to at all, that she hates her.
It was a little bit, not enough.
Natsuhi
Was it? Dude, I feel like they haven't even spoke to each other.
Well, I mean, you kind of missed the whole monologue Natsuhi was having, but she did say that, like, her and Jessica's relationship is strained because all Natsuhi cares about is grades. So...
Okay.
So when she had attempted to speak kindly to her mother anyway, she had to clench her fists and gather up the words from deep in her heart.
It sounds like you've really got your hands full with that meeting thing. It has nothing to do with you. Please go somewhere else.
Is your headache bad? Should I go get some medicine?
You don't have to trouble yourself. Please leave me alone.
Natsuhi wasn't being cold. She just wanted her daughter to go far away so that she wouldn't have to bump against Natsuhi's own short temper. But there was no chance that Jessica would realize this.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Jessica sneezed. Jessica hung her head also, looking sad. Seeing that expression, Natsuhi recognized the kindness that Jessica was trying to muster. She gave her head a small shake to drive away her own unkind feelings.
Then I'll leave. I'll be with the other cousins, so I don't get in the way of the adults. See you later.
Wait there.
She called Jessica, who was trying to leave, and looked lonely to a stop.
What? Thank you for being so considerate. It isn't a good time. It isn't good of me to go and sleep and leave you alone.
Don't talk like that. You'll bring bad luck.
I've made you worried, but I'm okay now. I will go. If I let my daughter see me this feeble any longer, I'll only make her feel more uneasy.
With that thought in mind, Natsuhi left Jessica with words of gratitude and made to depart. This time, Jessica called out to her mother's back. Natsuhi stopped and turned around, asking what business Jessica had with her. But Jessica herself didn't know why she stopped her mother. And for a while she smiled wryly, muttering to herself as she hesitated over what to say. She was poking around in her pocket when her hand touched something and she took it out.
Hey, Mom. I, was given a charm today. What was it? A charm against magic?
I'm pretty sure that you were supposed to hang it from your doorknob, I think. I forget. There's no point in me having it, so I'll let you take it.
It was a scorpion charm that Maria had given to her on the beach. Although she'd heard of its various effects from Maria, Jessica's mind had gone blank and she was just barely able to say even that much. Jessica, thinking that her mother probably wouldn't accept it anyway, immediately drew back the hand she had stuck out, grasping the charm. So when Natsuhi came back to take it, she was extremely shocked.
What is this? Some kind of prize toy? Well, I think it's something like that. I guess you wouldn't really expect a charm that looks like a toy to do anything.
But her mother took the charm from where she grasped it in her hand.
Thank you. I'll take good care of it. Sometime soon, in exchange, why don't I give you a charm that was important to me when I was a child? It's not like that's why I gave it to you. But, well, if you really say so, I'll rest for now. My headache is awful. Try not to stay up too late. Sure.
Natsuhi put the charm in her pocket and turned away. She then disappeared into the dark hall.
Wow.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I might have hit my limit.
Yeah.
Yeah, might be time to end because I'm getting a little like maybe I can't focus as good.
Okay. You at the you find me in the club, bottle of blood.
I perhaps
literally-
might be a little shaboing boing.
Literally, you said you hit the 4-hour mark. It's 3:50.
Dude, that's only
Womp
10 minutes
womp.
less. Don't rule shark me, bro.
Womp womp.
Listen, I had a great time. I'm finally starting to get a little invested.
Yippee!
Let's go good.
So we'll definitely do this again next week.
Yippee! Same
Bum,
time,
bum,
same
bum.
place.
Same
probably.
bad time, same bad channel.
Does anybody have like a favorite character so far? Shane, who's your favorite character?
Let's see. So far, gosh, I kind of like the way Rudolph plays the field, but I at least now don't hate Battler. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I mean, I think Battler has been fine the whole time for the most part. I think I like George the most.
Really?
Yeah, because he's like the least shitty person.
Yeah, I think he's the most well-intentioned, definitely.
Yeah, he's just like he's the only like normal guy.
I feel like I can't speak on who my favorite is. Since
Oh
I
yeah,
know.
because you know everything. You're a spoiler queen.
Is
What?
your favorite Beatrice?
No, she's actually I like her, but she's not my favorite.
Oh, so she does exist. All right, cool.
She when But my favorite thing, I'll tell you my favorite thing about the first act of this game is it does a pretty good job of selling Beatrice to you, like through the eyes of the other people.
Yeah.
So
Well, I don't
really
know. To
like-
me, it's like narratively speaking, it's pretty obvious. Like, of course, she's fucking real. Like, we're gonna see her at some point.
well, I mean, you see her in the fucking
But the
like, and like the cover of the game, so you know.
I mean, yeah, I'm just saying, like the way the characters react and talk about her is cool.
Yeah. No, that was one of the things that I loved about, because like, you know, it starts out pretty slow, so I was like, man, was it gonna get good? And then it hit, and I was like, holy fuck! Ah,
Oh, it hit! It hit! Oh my god!
it hit expeditiously.
Oh my god!
Tee. But yeah, and what's your favorite? Joe, you said George.
Yeah, I said George.
I don't think Shane put a like.
I'm trying to think.
I guess I should say my favorite. I don't know. I have a lot of favorites, but one of my favorites hasn't come up yet. So.
It's that one blue-haired girl, isn't it?
Blue.
What's her face?
Just because I kind of like Kinzo, just because I like these whimsical old man.
Kinzo's
Fuck my
funny.
family.
No, hey,
Fuck
dude.
your father. Fuck your father.
Bro, Kinzo's just here for his paycheck, dude.
He's here for that ass. He's here to get pussy and that paycheck.
Yeah.
King shit.
I don't know. Of the main cast, I don't know. I feel like I'm equally, like... No one has stuck out too much to me yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like,
I
they're
mean, like
all
I
playing
said,
their parts.
they're all kind of shitty. So
Yeah.
Yay! Yay! Everyone's shitty. But I had fun with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for watching the stream. We will
see you next time on
Yeah.
this whodunit episode of UMINEKO, the assholes in the house.
The full title.
Yes, that's the translation of what the title is. Assholes in the house.
In
Yeah.
house.
Rainy asshole.
Yay! Okay, guys. Bye. Bye.
Bye.